Welcome to PBKC Streaming Live. Streaming Live. Streaming live in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah, I feel it. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's Friday stream. This man is Brendan. My name is Oktay, a.k.a. Oak Tree. Going to start off with hand number one. Today is a 130 bind for a 10K guarantee. We crushed that. 166 entries. Got $16,000 in the prize pool. Want to say anything?
Welcome, everybody. Happy to be here.
Welcome. It's Friday the 13th.
Thank you for those that have joined us.
Absolutely. Getting started. They'll come in. The players will come watch us. They'll take their time. So, top right-hand corner, it looks like 33 players are still alive in the tournament. Hand number one. Guy going by guns. I think he raised and big blind folded. So, little small blind versus big blind action. Oh, look who it is.
What's up,
Mr.
Mr.
Drew.
Andrew in the booth as well.
On the walk by.
Mr. Liar.
Oh, my God, this guy.
Exaggerator. Next time I get ninth place, I'm going to say I won the tournament.
This guy's got issues.
Mr. I got 80th.
Did someone put some sugar in your coffee today?
Super high today.
So I could tell. Andrew is not on the mic. Well, wishes he was. That is our girl Felice dealing. Such a pleasant personality.
Always.
She's been dealing for many, many years. The blinds are 2K, 4K, 4K ante.
Range 12,000.
A lot of notable Kennel Club regulars at this table.
A lot of familiar faces, that's for sure.
Plenty of, yeah. These guys also dabble in cash games, that's for sure.
Yep. Pete raises with pocket fours to 12K. Hoping to get through the blinds. Anthony with Queen Jack in the small blinds. Let's go. I like that hand. What about you?
Queen Jack off.
Yeah.
It's player dependent, I guess. You know.
Player dependent, okay. But now for a raise for 12K out of position, huh?
He's going to, yeah. Four's going to take it down.
Fours takes it down. Well said, Brendan.
33 players left from 166 players. We ended up finishing, the prize pool ended up being around 16.6.
Yeah. That is correct. And if you're on Twitch and you hit hashtag payouts, it gives you the payouts to the ninth place. We're paying 18 spots today. We rounded up. Or rounded down. I don't know which one that is.
And for those of you that play cash, our bad beat has crossed over the $200,000 threshold, sitting at $203,642. If you lose with quad tens,
Ooh-wee!
you're making $50K.
That's correct. So half of that goes to the losing hand. The losing hand gets 100K.
Or 100K.
Yeah.
The winning hand
The winning
gets
hand gets
50K, then the
50K.
table would split 50K.
Whoever gets dealt in, you have to be dealt in the hand. That's a part of the thing. You can't be at the table. You have to be dealt in. So now time to go to the bathroom.
I've heard too many horror stories of people doing that, man.
People getting
I actually, that's like the few bad beat stories where I feel actually bad.
and then you have to beg the table. If I wasn't here, you guys would have made it.
You guys never, the cards never would have been dealt that way.
Right. Oh, Joe
No,
Ace is all in.
Timely to pick that up. But CEO doesn't connect and
Yeah, he doesn't have a piece of that pie, so he lets it
has
go.
to lose the minimum. But
And he shows aces.
shows aces.
Good fold. Are you a fan of showing your good cards?
I think that depends on the table and your image, right?
You
I
need
think
table image.
You need to be aware of how the other players are looking at you. If they think you're loose or they think that you're, super tight, I like to show a bluff once in a while,
Yeah.
to keep them on their toes. Whatever will confuse them more.
Correct.
You know?
Manipulate them. But in a situation like that, like when you bet out and someone folds and then you show them the aces, it kind of like tweaks their radars. Like, oh, I made a good fold. And You're giving them confidence.
Giving them more confidence. I get what you're saying there, for sure. I'll say, if I happen to be, mainly when I'm playing cash, if I end up sitting with someone that I'm friends with or just know really well, I'm like, hey man, I'm not trying to
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's a point. But cash
kind
is
of
so different.
right. Tournament.
No
I
friends
probably
anonymous.
wouldn't. I probably wouldn't show, to be honest with you. I lean towards not showing at all.
Is Guns our chip leader here with 268K?
Gosh, I would hope so.
Yeah, I think so. He's raising here. Ace Queen. I like this hand as well. Raises it to 12K. It seems to be the standard now on this table. 3x.
Setting the tone.
Yeah. Picks up this pot, the blind, small blind, big
No
blind.
one wants to tango.
Is that a dance, the tango?
I'm terrible at dancing, so I wouldn't know. It's not my strong suit. CEO's gonna need a double up here very soon.
Very short, huh? In the big blind with the short
That's
stack.
the big blind ante coming into play now.
Yeah, it went from 33 to 29. We're dropping some players. And remember, we're not in the money until the 18th. So, bust here. You get no credit for your... and Pete raising it up here, pocket tens. You get no credit for all the effort you put in. That's the thing about tournaments, though. It's finite, right? Like in cash games, you can win a pot, pick up, and leave, and feel like I won today.
Correct. It's true profit. It's realized gains.
Right. Again, race to 12K here, and there's an all-in bet.
We got some big hands here. Wow.
Ooh-wee. You would never think the small blind has a big...
Yeah.
Oh, and CEO.
Of course, yeah.
He's queen of clubs. This could be the hand. Was it hand number 4? We have a 3-way all-in. Tens, of course, Pete's calling. He thinks he's got the best
audience
hand.
getting spoiled here. You're not supposed to get all this action right away, but... Yeah, assuming CEO's been pretty carded. He's a solid player, so,
you said
that's
he
probably
needed a
by
double
far
up.
the best hand he's seen in a long time.
Phew.
Pete never going anywhere because these guys are both relatively short, so...
Correct. So Pete can do a double knockout here. Look how Felice boxes the cards for everybody. Look at that. It's queens, ace, queen, and tens. Off to the races we go. Who will win this hand?
Seems like this never ends well for the best hand. That's a pretty good flop, though.
3, 8,
For
4.
queens, no clubs either.
8 of clubs, and bink!
Queens are going to
Queens
hold.
for the triple up. And CEO has been fired. As Donald Trump would say.
You're fired.
You're fired. Yeah. Oh, there was a side pot.
So the small side pot for Pete. He's going to get a little bit of a rebate, but
yeah.
Queens with a much-needed triple up now.
It's
And
funny.
he gets the button.
Correct, and he gets the button. So, it's funny because he was asking about the stream. He doesn't watch it, and he's like, "Does anyone watch this?" I'm like, "Everyone watches the stream."
Come on.
So he's like, "My kids want to watch," and I pointed him to a little sign that says PBKC Poker on YouTube or Twitch. But we're also on X and Facebook now, and all the other platforms, which is
YouTube.
great.
Yep.
YouTube, yeah,
YouTube's a big one.
Yeah,
I have noticed with YouTube, too, they really do give more coverage to... It's not just saturated with huge audience creators. They will throw in...
So there's a correction on the side part. I know what you're
Really?
saying.
Okay.
Yeah, because CEO is a shorter of the 3 stacks, and then Queens takes the whole pot down, all of it. So the big stack takes it all. There was no... Pete doesn't get no rebate.
Oh, so see, it was the shortest of...
Right, CEO
Yeah.
at 35K. So we almost made a boo-boo.
Okay.
And
Well,
then-
it got fixed. That's good. That's all that matters.
She corrected it before there was an issue. Because, once a hand gets dealt afterwards, you can't go back.
You can't, right.
Tournament,
Yeah,
you
at
can't
least
say,
they
give my
caught
money
it.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
good call. Woo!
She's a pro. She's a pro.
That's a pro move right there.
And the players understand, sometimes we're going to make a mistake. It happens. We're dealing 300 hands a day. Chances are you're going to make a mistake.
Dave, under the gun, folds 5s.
Yeah, as the stacks get shallower, these pocket pairs get harder and harder to play. Stacks aren't as deep, so you don't want to raise and get reshoved on.
No, it's tough in that. I like set mining for sure.
You want to play those earlier when you can really win a big pot, and if you do miss, you're not investing that much of your chips.
So like I was saying, so Lee was saying that his son was going to watch or something like that. But yeah, go ahead, show people. Anyone out there, who likes poker, please click the like, subscribe, and definitely share to get other people to watch our stream because the more the better.
Well, every view matters, right? It just takes, they take one click, and all of a sudden, it's like it's programmed into their head. This is where I go to watch the stream, and
right.
Then they tell someone, and then they tell someone.
Then we get 2 million followers.
Slow and steady wins the race.
We can only dream.
Yeah, unless you're super lucky to have a viral thing happen to you. You hit the lottery, you hit the bad beat jackpot.
Yeah.
You got to grind for those followers.
Hand number 7.
Guns, I like it with his stack, too. Should be opening up a fair amount of hands. This one certainly qualifies.
Oh, look at this. Race to 15, though. Mixing it up.
Changing his sizing a little bit.
Yeah, we switched from 12 to 15. A lead with Jack 10 of hearts. In the cutoff. There's a dead button, so it's just like playing the button. I make the call, too, as well. Let's get a favorable
flop. Yeah, for sure. Very playable. He's got position. Oh, he flops 2 pair.
Oh, 2 pair.
Easy game.
Guns with top pair. How much does he fire out? 30K.
Gosh, I wouldn't hate a check here, to be honest, but he probably won't.
No, he's got too many chips. He's thinking about the number. Yeah, I knew that. I could see his mind working.
Yeah, certainly nothing wrong with betting.
Now, what does Lee do, though, with top 2? I mean, 2.
Well, with his stack, so it's, 25K to call. He's got 100 back. I mean, he's never going. Yeah, it's... If he was a little bit deeper, maybe you could just flat. And now this is why. I mean, granted, he's probably never getting away anyway. But
Guns could fold here.
Yeah.
It's A7. It's easy to fold. You kind of let him off the hook.
Yeah. But if you check, you give your opponent a chance to bluff, and now you bet and get raised. It's like you don't want to fold top pair, but now you kind of have to. What are you beating?
Yeah, but Lee has a 102K stack. He makes it. I mean, he goes all in here. And it's only 77 more to call. I mean, I kind of think a mid-raise at this position. I mean, yeah, the board is wet, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's not beating anything. I guess he got the info that he wanted for 25K, which is an advantage to betting.
Yeah.
Because he's not shoving. I don't think he's ever shoving like King Jack there or Queen Jack. So.
Right. Yeah.
But if you check, if your opponent does have nothing, you give him a chance to bet. And
I like Guns bet there. I mean, he could win the pot specifically if Lee didn't have anything, doesn't connect anything. A bet there just takes down the pot.
You just take it down. You avoid a tough decision.
Yeah, so sometimes a bet's good there. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think Lee's overplay just because you don't want to see any more cards. You're just playing it safe. And since we're not in the money, probably a good play.
Yeah, I didn't have too much more behind.
Right. Hand number 8.
Anthony, long time reg here. Played many tournaments with him, and he plays cash too. I see him downstairs.
Yeah. Joe and Mike probably been coming here since before we were dealing.
Oh yeah.
That's a great thing about
King
poker.
3 off, man. Ooh, he's mixing up here. Those graphics, assuming those graphics are correct.
Right, and he takes down the blinds.
And Mike made a pretty good run in the Moneymaker tour as well, and he was actually playing very snug. So I'm kind of surprised to see him open that hand, but takes it down. He's not waiting for his cards.
I was about to say you don't have to wait
taking the
for
initiative.
aces.
Yeah,
You don't
when
have
the
to wait
stacks
for
are smaller, you can't really wait.
Right.
You've got to make some plays.
Making moves. Are you superstitious at all? It is
No.
Friday the 13th.
No, I actually look down on people that are superstitious.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Dealer, let me take that seat. As the guy with all the racking up 3 rack sleeves, I'm like, buddy, it's not the seat.
Right. It could be.
But it's a placebo thing. If it'll make you more confident for no reason, then so be it.
When they wash the deck.
Wash the deck, man.
Of course.
Switch dealers.
Whatever you like. Joe opening up here 12K with ace-8 of hearts, half of the dead man's hand. 2 hearts on the flop. That's a
about
great
as good as you're
flow.
going to get for that hand.
Yeah.
Joe's married to it. You could show him top side. He's probably not folding.
But look at his posture, though. If you want to learn something from this game, when someone bets confidently, he loves that flop. I mean,
and it's not a fake.
Yeah, just puts like, come on, come and get it.
And that's why I love live poker. Like you live tells, man.
Yeah.
Those are a real thing.
They are a real thing.
They are. They matter.
They're so subtle sometimes, though, because it doesn't happen all the time. But when you can pick it up, though, sometimes in this situation it doesn't matter. But in a really close situation, it could make the difference of making the money or making more money And so important, though. Good folds are just as good as good calls. You got to make sometimes you got to make a tough decision. Get that information.
I think folding is the most underrated thing in poker. I really do.
I would agree.
Yeah.
It's tough to do because no one wants to fold. I don't even fold my laundry.
That's a tough one.
Boy, the chat's quiet today. Hello, everybody. I mean, last Friday the chat was lit. Everyone said hi. People chimed in. Maybe they'll come in later. It's early. It's still early.
Yeah, these guys are not waiting around for premium hands, but these blinds creeping up. A6 off and the cutoff. Dave's going to raise. And now Brian with the decision on the big blind, and he's relatively short too.
Decision.
Tempted to go with it, and he doesn't. He does let it go. So hopefully he's going to bank on getting the button and picking up a hand at some point soon.
Yeah, it's you're kind of happy you got through the blinds when you're short stack. Flea said, are you the button?
Yeah, I was going to say he was the small blind, I think.
Yeah, so he should be the button. I think she moved it back. Oh, no, he's getting penalized?
Oh, no, he did let go of his big blind.
Yeah,
I believe.
that's
He
what he
folded
did.
his
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
That
he
was the
moved it
decision,
forward.
so now
See,
he's the small.
2 mistakes that Flea's could have made. She corrected both of them.
She's a pro.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's been in the business a long time and still very friendly. You would think,
That's crazy. Yeah,
you would think
that's the thing.
This,
Like, even on break, like in the break room, she's still smiling.
Yeah.
She's not like, it's not like at the theme park where like these, Mickey Mouse is taking off his helmet or his costume. He's like, gosh, these kids. She gets in the break room and she is still happy as ever.
good disposition. That's what you should have in life.
She maintains good morale.
Yeah, absolutely. So while the new dealer, that's Andre, he's actually in the band that we play in the intro. He's a trombone player.
Down to 25 players. That was quick.
I know, right? 33
Man,
to
we are
25.
speeding towards the money.
Cooking. Just to let you know, we're doing a triple promotion for this week, this month. Not only high hands, we're also doing on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're doing progressive hands that if you hit, if they're not paid out, you get a bonus and the high hand. And then at the end of the month, we're giving away $15,000 cash, which is amazing.
Basically, we're just giving money to all of you. So please come play here.
Right.
Like, this is free money, guys.
After this hand, I'll go through some of the promotions we have, some of the progressives that we still have live.
Yeah, man. They really start to creep up, too. Last week, I believe we paid out $4,500 for a Royal Flush and Clubs.
Ooh, $4,500
on a
cash.
2-5 game, table 18. I hit a Royal and Clubs and $4,500 plus the high hand.
2 players here have diamonds, Ace-8 versus King-Jack. But the flop is 2-8-6 of 2 hearts, and first one that bets wins.
And that's...
Lee had top pair here, right? He had Ace-8, he had top pair 8s.
He had top pair and a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah.
And it makes it really tough, especially if you're a short stack.
Felice, you got to listen to the stream. We complimented you.
Oh, I love it.
You are awesome.
We'll get one more follower just by saying they're doing a great job.
Yeah, like when these stacks get shallow and you're short stacked, I mean, you really can't float because it's too much of your stack to call and evaluate on turn. So you've got to be real picky about the flops you decide to commit with. It's probably ideal to just get it in pre most of the time, but
One thing about tournaments that different than cash game, like cash game, if you're really patient, you could literally sit for hours.
Yep.
I mean, not advisable, but you could. In a tournament, though, that's the whole thing about the blinds going up is that sooner or later your chips have to get to place.
that's right. There is an art to it.
Yeah, don't be scared.
So granted, yeah, you're not going to have to play as many rivers in a tournament because you're typically all in by the flop of the turn, at least at this point.
Yeah.
It's a lot more pre-flop action, but you're forced to open your range.
Yeah.
You got to know how sticky are the players in the blinds, how often do they just let them go.
So we could talk about that. The most important thing, like, you're not always going to get a good hand, but you know what you're going to get a lot of the times? Position. It comes around, the orbit. You're going to be the button. That's when you should be applying a pressure, That's when you should open up your range a lot. But you also have to know how to navigate because some people don't respect the button raise,
That right.
So-
that's knowing who your blinds
Right.
are. Are these players are they stubborn? Are they sticky?
Yeah.
Are they going to take it personal that I'm always raising their blind?
Right. Right. So
And so, unfortunately, sometimes our players are targeting you. if
Correct.
they've seen that maybe you've just been card dead, but they might think that you're just playing too tight.
True, and that's another thing you got to be careful about. Who you, like, give them the stack sizes too, because if someone puts in half their stack, normally they're not going to fold.
There's no
really
fold
hard to
equity
bluff.
there, right?
Yeah, really hard to bluff.
You got to be more weighted towards value in
Correct.
spots like that.
Ace 10 for Dave.
It's looking like, probably a viable open at this point.
Guns with King 5. He's like, I folded a few hands. Let me try. Oh, I'm going to fold.
Yeah, he can afford to wait. The beauty of being a big stack. Yeah, some of these guys are definitely going to have to make a move here soon.
Yep, but not these hands.
That's part of running good. Your opponent's not getting anything.
I think it was last week Friday. Brian came to the table, maybe 200K in chips, and got a triple up. He flopped a set. Another player flopped 2 pair. Ruthie had ace queen, a top pair, and a good kicker, and it just. Yeah.
I would doubt it. I would think the whole thing would go into a kitty.
All right. Cool.
Well, every tournament's different, so whoever took them or dealt that tournament, I'm sure they were probably.
I clicked it like 4 times.
Wouldn't imagine that.
There you go, magic fingers. You know the thing about that hand though, Ruthie opened, and then Brian raises, and then I forget his name, but he jams. So Ruthie should have got away from ace queen, but somehow she just got like she's sticky, like you said. She got it in there. I think she thought she had outs.
Yeah.
She had little to no outs, and then the set of 4 is called. Obviously, knocked out 2 players. So sometimes poker can be real easy, and people grant you gifts, and sometimes you can be card dead and just waiting for a hand. Like
Believe we're gonna,
like Pete.
and PC, I love it.
He saw all these people
All
limping.
these limpers, like, what are we doing here? It's like, we're trying to play poker.
Punish the limpers.
Punish the limpers. He has an ace to block a lot of the good aces from calling.
Yeah.
Chances are no one else has one.
Guns
Now, Guns
squirms
with the
a little
chips to
bit.
possibly
224K in a
dabble.
stack. He knows it's only 28K to knock out a player. No bounty in this tournament, so he's out of position.
Problem is Pete being so short. I mean, you're never thinking he's bluffing here into 3 other people,
No, you don't.
including
But
the big stack, right?
right. I mean,
Yeah,
That's why he
that
lays
was
it
who
down,
he was worried
yeah.
about, probably.
he has to worry about Joe coming along, or what if you make that call. What does Joe do? Calling in a position like that is tough, because now you have to force yourself to make tough decision. What if Legal's all in for 170K, and you're like, I just dumped off 30K in chips.
Yep.
Very valuable lesson. Good fold from Guns. Although he might regret it, though. After seeing
Lee's going
this
to come
pot.
along, too. This is kind of a quietly big pot.
Somebody tagged Steffi Mo, her hand, the deuces. Do you know about that, right?
Oh, yeah. It's the nuts. Deuces are going to win. Yeah.
Oh, close.
Yeah. There's not going to be a 6 on the turn. I promise.
Tray, 6 tray. It goes check, check.
Checks around. No reason to bluff.
Lee with 53% chance to win here.
Deuces are a lock. Lock it up.
Lee
And he's
feels
going to
it.
bet thinking he's got the best hand. Doesn't want to get counterfeit either.
Yeah. Knocks out a player Joe, which is smart.
Well, I guess it wouldn't matter, because even if he does get counterfeit, he's still losing the same amount. So,
Correct.
but it denies a couple overcards.
Right. The king comes on the river.
Right, he's good. He's still good.
Right. Now he's good, so it's heads up for 92K pot.
And he is going to hold.
Woo! Steffi Mo.
Steffi Mo. It was never a doubt.
Deuces
Best hand is going to hold a 3-way all in. Button is correct, everybody.
Just
Can have a
move
dead small
the
blind.
button. Folks, what you're watching here is just the featured table. When we get down to 9, we'll go to the final. But this is our table. This is a $130 buy-in daytime tournament, 10K guarantee. We usually end around 8:30, 9 p.m.
8:30, 9 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, all depends if they chop. Last week there was no chop. They played it straight out. Guy took it down. 4,500. I want to say $4,500.
That was the Nile and Armando, right?
No. It was JJ.
Okay.
It was just yeah. Friday. I said that JJ put on a clinic. He really ran well, and he got the chip stack. He won. A player doubled up, and then JJ won with a straight draw and got the straight on the river, which was crazy. And he doubled up, and he had like 600K in chips and put the pressure the rest of the way and really ran well.
That's usually how it goes.
Did we lose a player? What happened here? Are they balancing out tables? Did they take a player away?
But I won.
They'll take away the glory. Yeah, that's right. Everyone folded. I guess he got a walk in the big blind.
Walk is a win.
It sure is. Okay, that's what it was. Lee was there. He just got up for a second, made it look like the table got short. But we're six-handed here. How's everyone doing today? Trying to stay
Scorching hot out. We are in full summer mode here.
You read my mind.
Oh my gosh! But walking to the parking lot, I almost died walking in these doors. Yeah, this is that time of year where you cannot leave anything in the car. So you're playing poker, you got anything in there, it will melt. So
right, foods or otherwise.
Anything.
That's correct. Ace 4 of hearts for guns.
That's a good. That's some respect right there for Mike. He had a big stack too. Deciding not to get involved. Defend his big.
Right.
If I'm picking a long shot horse based on the stacks right now, I'm going to take Mike and seat one.
Okay.
To make a run here. I've seen him play enough to know that he picks his spots really well.
Yeah, that's a good feel for the table. Makes his moves at the right time. You saw him one with King 3 or King 4. Just now he just picked up a pot. Staying active, which is good. Not waiting for premium hands.
Correct.
I like it. All positive things to do in a tournament.
Well, he's definitely going to open this up with his stack size.
Ace Jack looks like a
20K.
premium.
Looking like he doesn't want to see a flop.
Yeah, it's
That
a large.
sizing.
It's a large raise, and lucky for him, nobody has anything, or unlucky for him. I mean, ways you look at it. You take down the blinds. Do you want to see a flop at Ace Jack? I mean, that's questionable, right?
If it's suited, I would like to. And versus a player out of the big blind, yeah. And if they're not re-raising me, I'm ahead almost always.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to get reshoved on.
No,
That's definitely
true.
not.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
Yeah,
Oopsies.
anything but that.
Blinds at 2,000, 4,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante.
Hand number 18. We've seen
are.
plenty of blood already early into the stream.
I know.
These guys aren't waiting around.
Raise 16,000.
And that is kind of the nuanced part of dailies. They're a bit faster of a structure, a little bit shallower. You are forced to play more hands. And Brian's definitely going to get involved here.
Yeah, Anthony with ace 10 in the small blind might think that Dave's trying to steal here, but unfortunately he doesn't know that Brian has ace queen.
Ace queen in the big. Anthony's,
Loves
yeah,
the
now he's
short
got a
stack.
debate. Do I reshove? Or wow, wisely lets it go.
Yeah,
and he's going to say, thank you.
Maybe he saw that Brian had all his hands on the
Who's
chips,
ready
which
to
is
go.
a tell. Yeah, so he got a good feel for there. And now we're off to the races. 2 live cards for Dave. King 10, not suited, so he's got 2 flush draws. Ace queen for Brian, who's in the percentage. If you look at it, it's still like a coin toss.
Yeah, Dave is
59-51.
lucky to be live. That hand dominated often, but being so short, he can't fold after he raises.
Yeah, but Brian's in jeopardy, though.
Picks up a
I
gutter,
was about
too.
to say he was in jeopardy until he flop top pair. Trey is good on the turn. 7-9 queen Trey. We say 3 is a Trey. And safe for the double up.
Ace queen is going to hold.
Yeah. In this game, the best hand doesn't always win. So,
And that was the hand. Yeah, he was waiting for it. He folded ace 9 out of the big blind, 1 orbit ago, and was able to wake up with ace queen in the big just in time.
Lee was on the short stack in seat number 3, now patiently Looks like he's got his hands crossed. He's going to wait a little while. I don't think he's going to play too many hands, it looks like.
23 players left, and 18 will make the money.
They're going fast. We started
This is feels like a turbo, to be honest.
Almost.
Because this is my first daily that I've commentated. This is like pedal to the metal. Like, you better buckle up. There's not a lot of downtime. Blind to 2K, 4K.
Yeah, I want to say you start with 20K in chips. Is that correct? I don't know for sure. I got to look at the structure.
I believe so. Mike commanding the respect. Going to get another walk. Small blind folding ace 9.
That. Your horse is doing well.
For those of you hockey fans, I apologize if you watched the Florida Panthers last night. That was a heartbreaking loss. It's fixed. I don't know. I don't know if the Panthers would allow Vegas to rig that game. That's how competitive they are.
They're 3-0 when they lose the match. Come on.
I mean, yeah, that's
Someone
pretty
got
rough. I still think they're going to win the series.
Probably.
I think they'll take it down.
But nothing is guaranteed.
But hey, man, that was a gut-wrenching loss last night, especially at home.
Why bringing up bad memories, bro?
Sorry, man.
The blinds are up.
Blinds up to 3-6, and Guns just keeps picking up premium hands. Going to open up 6K from the hijack.
That's a
Ace
limp.
Jack suited. Oh, he did limp in.
Yeah, it's just a limp.
I did not see
Changing
that.
strategies, trying to be a little deceptive here.
Now Joe's. And he gets the shove.
Oh, what a play by Big Guns. Come on, man. This is what you wanted.
This is, I mean, yeah.
I think partially.
If you're going to limp that hand, you're under-repping what you have, right?
Maybe two.
Yeah, and he does call. I'm glad he made the call.
Kind of.
That would be painful to fold that.
Ace Jack of Spades versus a Queen Jack of Hearts.
Jack inducing the shove from the big blind.
What suit wins this hand? Deuce 7-10 is your flop. Neither suits for either player.
No player with a back door.
King.
Yeah.
Open-ended here for Joe.
And he just hit it.
Oh, baby.
Just,
Ouch.
Get it in versus the big stack dominated and go run Broadway.
Sometimes a plan doesn't go the way you want it to.
Listen, Ace Jack got the action he wanted, and that's what happens.
Correct. Guns under-repped his hand.
By limping, and that's, yeah.
Joe went for it. He said, you know what? Now's a good time as any.
Thinking he's not going to call off 100K after just only being invested for 6,000.
Right. So normally a player would fold there. And then even though Guns lost a hand, he still got to go stack in front of him. I mean, he could bounce back.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Is that he still has a very playable stack even after losing.
Ouch! That one stung a little bit.
You're taking that call every time. It is what it is.
That one hurt me too. And Lee's just watching the show, got his arms crossed. This is interesting. I'll be the big blind now. What are you going to do? Sometimes poker's like that. I think the best players in the world don't even react. They don't even care.
They're soulless. Yeah, it's true. Like the best players that I've seen, like the Phil Ivies, the Tom Dwans, all these Antonius, they're not phased.
None.
They're not crying about them getting rivered. They just say nice hand, then we move on.
Basically,
it's just another hand.
Right.
It's one long game.
Oh, look
That's
at
how
this.
you got to look at it.
Right into the action.
Just let's give him a rebate. Let's give him a redo with a premium ace.
Shooter, the mic's
I don't
loud.
expect him to limp this time.
Oh my God.
When you get these hands, you want to build a pot, come in for a raise, and if you take it down pre-flop, nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, if Guns had raised prior to that hand, maybe.
I think Joe just calls and see a
it's
flop.
a different story. So.
And yeah.
Oh well. Could have, would have, should have.
Still sitting at 23 players. 5 left until the money.
First place paying out $4,400.
Yeah.
right there. 4482.
So if you make the final table, you'll have $400 locked up. First place paying out $4,500. Second, $2,770. Third place sitting at almost $2,000 even. It's not a bad payday.
Not bad at all.
166 player field. Crushed the guarantee today. 16,600 in the prize pool.
There we go. How about that, shooter? Adjusting things for you. We make some adjustments. This looks like a good hand of brewing.
So Anthony limps under the gun with king jack off, and then Mike in the cutoff is going to raise with king queen off, understandably so.
And Dave has had this hand several times today.
Yeah, he's not afraid to. He doesn't mind these middling aces. But he's so short. He knows no one's ever folding. It's a lot harder to play now.
Right.
But it's like probably the best hand he's going to get.
Well,
he's going to let it go. Maybe he can get heads up with more equity in a different spot when he gets all in. He doesn't want to go four ways.
Right.
With that hand.
But there are three ways to the flop here. Fours, king jack, and king queen.
Four is now able to peel because he has so many chips. Not as costly to see a flop, and
all the hearts here.
All the hearts.
Both Anthony and Mike have a hard draw.
I don't know if either of these players go anywhere. Anthony with top pair and a king high flush draw, and now Mike
all in
with a queen high flush draw and a gutter to the straight.
Mike being put to the test here. Uh-oh.
You can tell Mike's just mad. He doesn't want to fold. He doesn't. He has just enough.
So many outs.
I mean, if he knows his queen is live, I don't think he's ever folding. But
how can you tell if your queen's live?
That's the problem. It's like meaning his queen high flush draw. I'm saying.
Oh, I was saying. Well, queen would make him right. Queen gives him a win as well. So. But, yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing about drawing with a queen high. You always know an ace high heart or king high heart, it always should be in the hand like that.
Yeah,
so.
Anthony Mike was the pre-flop raiser, so Anthony limp called. So a little bit less likely that he would have a higher flush draw. But in this spot, he actually does. He's in a really good spot against Mike. And he does get away. My horse, man, he knows. He picks his spots.
That's discipline, though.
That's people may shrug that off as it's a marginal fold. He had a lot of equity there against most hands.
Right.
But this is a tournament. In a cash game, he's probably just flicking in the call.
Correct. That's the dynamics of a cash game. You just
you're just
if you have money in your pocket, you just let's go for it.
You're just playing your raw equity. Right.
All right.
Chips lost in tournaments are more valuable than chips won. So
we talked about that. Good folds are really key. It's really important. I mean, it's tough to do at times, and sometimes
surviving is more important. You only have to knock out the last player. So
it's one way to look at it. The way I look at tournaments, though, is really chip accumulation, though. You want to be the one with all the chips in front of you. That's how you win a tournament. Some people just want to get to the money, which is cool. That's a really short-term goal. I think final table and winning should be your major goal. And how do you do that is by getting lucky.
Just sun run.
That's
one
easy.
strategy. Just
it's
sun
easy.
run.
Yeah, when you get aces, someone has kings, and
just cooler somebody, or
right. You flop a set, and they have a straight draw, and they break. Game can be easy at times. 6-5 for guns. And Mike's stack was short, so it's a leverage bet there because even though he raised 36K, it looked like an all-in. He didn't say all-in, but you got to think that all the chips are.
He's committed,
right?
Yeah, he's committed without officially being committed,
right? Leverage bets.
We're now down to 20. 2 players away from the money.
That's the thing too. When it gets down to 20, you can see some players tighten up. They really want to make the money. I mean, 18th place is not. Where you get the pay sheet? What
Yeah,
does
I got
18th
it.
place pay out?
18th is paying out 223, so almost a min cash.
Yeah, I mean it's not that great.
It's
but
pretty flat. 16 through 18 are getting paid the same amount.
It's always nice to get your money back. Then you can play for fun. Blinds at 3K, 6K.
Right, because after that point, there's really not big pay jumps until you're making final tables. So
On the daily like today, there's pay jumps are not until the final. Yeah. Again, deuces.
Lee with
seen
the
it one
stack,
earlier.
the power of a stack. Apply some pressure.
Lee representing here. Steffi Mo's hand in action.
Anthony, a cash game veteran. I know it pains his heart to fold 7-5 of diamonds in the big blind, but he does let it go.
Right. Would you have called there?
Probably not.
Sometimes you got to defend your big blind, not with that stack, but I mean sometimes you got to let the people know that you can't be walked over. You know?
I get that. Yeah, against the big stack, that's probably not going to be the guy I want to try to push around. But
Right.
And you're out of position too.
We haven't seen this lately, but the VPIP, it's normally a That's what I was about to say. People are tightening up, and Dave wakes up with 10s. Lee with Jack 8 in the hijack folds. All in.
Dave,
Choo choo.
that would be the one.
Yeah.
This ends up waiting and finds about as good of a spot as he's going to get for his stack size.
Right.
Getting it folded to him with a premium hand,
And,
he's going to get action from Brian for sure.
Yeah, 56K,
He's not
17K.
folding.
He says
Yeah.
call. Yeah,
It's
it's
like
a
I got a
pair.
pair. That's a heads up versus a play that's dominated. That's best case scenario for Dave.
Overhead cam. I like it. Look at this. What?
Yeah, you don't see this cam too often. I don't know if I've ever seen, other than we had Felice do it.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know if I've ever seen this.
10s versus 8s. Will 10s hold up?
And the suits are both dominated too.
Jack, Jack, King.
Still a safe flop for 10s.
Very safe flop. Can't be counterfeited because the 10 high would win. 4 on the turn.
Flush draws.
No
Irrelevant. No one's got one. And 10s are going to hold.
Safe. Good double up there for Dave.
Much needed hand for Dave. Trying to squeak into that money.
Let's get the money.
See, I respect that. He's like, I really didn't do much. Dealer gave me a gift, and I
Hand
got
played
called.
itself, yeah.
See, as you just said, that's the thing. Just don't be the bubble.
We all want the $200. I'll take $200. If you listen, you can free roll a tournament. You know,
That's a good feeling.
get the money, then you
It's
start
hard to cash.
making moves. It is hard to cash.
It's very
'cause
hard.
The percentages tell you that it's only 10%. You know, I mean, we're paying 12% because it's 16.6 or 8. We're going to 18. We round it up or down. I keep forgetting. But yeah, I mean, so 140 players don't make money.
That's the
Something like 138 players or something like that. It's a lot of players.
Getting some
Got some bad beat
very
stories.
playable hands so far.
Guns, ace 10 of clubs in the cutoff.
Easy open. See if he gets action from the blinds. Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
No, Mike's going to let it go. Not mess around.
So like I was saying about the progressives here, we have 8 progressives left. So what happens is it starts at the beginning of the month, and then they restart every week. But if they don't get hit, we roll those numbers over. So like we have a straight flush to the 7, 8, 9, and 10. The 3 straight flushes pay $600. So if you hit a straight flush to the 7, you get paid $600 plus the high hand bonus.
Assuming you hold, correct.
No. The progressive, once you hit it, you get
No, right, but I'm saying the high hand you get
Oh, plus the high hand
assuming
addition,
your
yeah.
high hand holds for the 15 minutes, assuming you hold.
Right. The good thing about
Yeah.
here is 2 cards play. So when you have a straight flush to the 7, normally that does hold
Chances
up.
are you're going to be good, yeah. More
So
often than not.
We have 1 straight flush to the king for $400, and then we have 3 royals, and 2 of them are $2,500.
That's
so
sick, man.
it's a good bonus.
I'm so glad we implemented that promo.
I love it. It's a great promo. It is.
Because, honestly, the players talk about it a lot. downstairs, they're noticing like, hey, this is something I really want to play for.
Right.
Like it does keep tables open longer.
It's fun.
I think. Oh, no, I agree. It gives the dealer a sweat too.
Yeah, it gives the dealer something to it, and it goes all night long. I mean, the high hands end at
Yeah, you
midnight.
do one of those things that makes your night.
For sure, as a dealer, yeah. I mean, normally.
Normally, no. We've got some of the best customers.
Regulars, yes, I would say.
In here, the
I
regulars
call them
always.
guests. I don't.
They are guests.
Yeah, our guests.
They take care of us.
A lot of familiar faces. Most of them are friendly.
Oh yeah.
I'd say 90% of our players are cordial,
Yep.
friendly. You know them by name.
Absolutely.
One of the few rooms, that they all get along.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Yeah, you play down south. It's all blood down there.
Yeah, pretty much. Look at that. 20 players left, 2 away from the money, but very few from the final table. This is a feature table of $130 buy-in, 10K guarantee.
And it is cool to see, too, once you work here long enough, you see which players are just mainly just always in tournament, which players are strictly cash, and then the players that kind of mix in.
Right.
You'll see cash players downstairs once in a while take a shot in some of our bigger events, and it's cool to see them play because, Roy at 2-5 regular downstairs.
Yeah.
He made the final table last week. I believe he got 4th or 5th place, played
That's
really
correct,
well.
yes.
And he said, I typically don't play tournaments, but I'm trying to get into it more and change it up, and he caught the bug.
When you can see the risk versus reward, tournaments are difficult, but the things the money you put in versus what you can get out of it, it makes it the reason why you want to play it. And it's tough though because I've been on the circuit before, and tournaments can eat up your bankroll. If you don't cash,
for sure,
it can frustrate you, and then your mind starts playing tricks on you because you think I'm not a good poker player. Well, that's not true though. It's just the variance. It's tough to cash in a tournament, but when you do and you make final table, it's so worth it.
That's the ride that you've got to be ready for. Is like you'll go you'll bubble a million times in a row. You can't win a flip. You're playing for hours with no return. But then you hit that weekend tournament where you sun run and you're finally making that final table, and you're like, this is what I played all year for.
Right.
So
correct.
You got to look at the big picture, as hard as it is. I prefer to just mix up both so I don't completely lose my mind.
Yeah, I do too. I like cash games are easy. Sometimes I should say, I don't use that word easy, but cash games can fuel your tournament play. You can play a cash game, double up, and then
it lowers the variance.
Yeah, you can play that. It's each his own because they are both different animals. So some players play tournament better because everyone starts on equal ground, and therefore you not feel like you're behind or someone has an advantage because some people have more cash than you do and they can play loose.
For sure. And your losses are set too.
Right.
You know what you're risking. You're not
in a tournament.
Yeah, you can do a cash game. You say I'm only going to buy in once, and then it's like no, you're adding on, and then you're adding on again, and then you get sucked out, and then you want to rebuy again because you want to try to get your money back.
Right.
And you never really know how much you're going to be in for.
Those are good variables. That's true. It's so true. Oh, they're talking about paying the bubble.
Paying the bubble.
Everyone says aye. All in favor of putting out $10, say aye. Aye. So what this is, instead of going hand for hand, we're 19 players. We've all decided to take out $10, so there's no hand for hand. Guys, we're going right into the money. 19th place gets cash, and let's go.
I'm all for it.
Me too, no matter what my stack is.
I never really mind paying the bubble because you're speeding the tournament up.
That's one aspect of it, and the other one is that you're being courteous, and the person in 9th place gets something instead of $0. The bubble's the worst place to get knocked out of a tournament. You come so close.
Yeah, so the person who got 20th didn't realize they were in the bubble. So
which is the truth.
It goes down a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just speeding up, avoiding the hand for hand.
I don't mind hand for hand.
Yeah.
I mean, my game is very patient. I've been on a hand for hand for 2 hours where no one gets knocked down. The short stacks double up, and you're like, oh, this could be here all night long. Andres, good job, my friend.
I know some of these players don't want to do that because they're just trying to get home. They're like, I'm hungry. I'm tired. I want to go eat dinner.
That's true. I mean, we started at 11:15 a.m. I mean, unless you late regged, and it is getting later. I mean, we're at 5 o'clock, so we're at 6 hours, 7 hours of play, and your attention span does drift off, and maybe you're hungry, right? You've been playing for 7 hours, and you're waiting to get home to get something to eat. So there are some good reasons to it. and we've just done that. So we're paying the bubble. From this point on, everybody's in the money.
So I believe they're getting $190 for that, $10 from each spot?
Correct.
Okay.
Which is 180 profit because you just take out the $10 you paid yourself. But
they're deciding where the money's coming from. But I believe that's what they're going to do, $10 off of each spot.
back in the days, we used to be able to take money from the first place to pay the bubble. But we don't do that here anymore. One mistake, and we excluded that. So if you want to pay the bubble, you got to take money out of your pocket. That's what we just did. So
Okay.
it has to be conclusive. And if one player said no to it, then that deal is off as well.
Be, yeah.
So it's got to be unanimous. If you heard, that was an official announcement from Nick. Shuffle up and deal. Are all in the money. Congratulations.
I know there are a few players that when they play, they're just strictly never chopping anything. They're never paying the bubble, never giving bounties out, which I get, like, it could be off-putting. It could seem rude, but I also respect, like, if they're always doing that, if they're consistent, I don't mind it because that's just, they're set on, these are the payouts, this is a tournament, and
I would agree with you, but at the same time,
it's not my style.
yeah, okay,
But
that's fair.
I don't, like, if someone wants to do that, like, I respect it, you know.
That's true.
I always pay the
you
bubble.
say,
I've
long
never
as
said
they're
no.
consistent. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Wow.
Ooh, you got okay.
Ace 10, queens, and jacks in this hand.
So much for the bubble.
Burst the bubble and
Yep.
wham.
Burst the bubble and just cool everybody. So,
Jay says all in 31K. Poor Dave. He thinks he's got a premium. And Joe's like, how can I get Lee to come along? What? He folded?
Whoa!
What in the world?
No, he did not.
He just folded queens.
And he showed.
And he
The
showed
graphics are
table.
correct.
Yeah, it wasn't
my
a mistake.
God.
I mean, I'll call it collusion. He didn't want to knock out his buddy Dave. But I think because Lee opened, he was worried about Ace-King and racing off against Lee.
If he's got it, so be it, but
So be it as well. I mean, 6-10 deuce is your flop. 5 of spades on the turn.
Jacks are going to...
And Jacks gets
Well, he would have won anyway.
Wow! Oh, buddy.
Never mind, he just knows better. Queens just know. He just knows.
What instincts are that? I mean, come on.
Dave's
man.
thinking, yeah, I should have more chips right now. Should have gotten the full triple up.
Dave should have got a full triple up, but somehow that's amazing. I call that amazing Spidey
I can't
senses.
believe I can't believe he folded that.
Queens there either.
After jamming Queen Jack pre-flop for 100K. He's like, Queens now. Dave said next time, he's like, that's your one time. That's what he just said. He's like, this happens again. He's already tilted that he folded that,
It's so silly.
despite the fact that he would have lost. I am shocked he folded that.
I'm kind of baffled by it. I mean,
I wasn't sure if the graphics were correct, but he showed.
or in the
and
money.
he showed it too.
He did show. That's the thing. Like, if he didn't show, I would have said maybe he had king queen and
Right.
the graphics were wrong. But showed the queens. And
The power of the big stack.
I don't even know if I want to ever see that again.
And it's not like there's pay jumps now either. It's like there's no ICM.
Right.
You know, the next 5 spots are making pretty close to the same. So
That's just a weird thing as a player to be in that spot and you just say to yourself, my hand's no good. If he had 9-3, he would have called.
9-3 he
9
would've
deuce, he folded. So
9 deuce is strictly a blackjack hand.
Dave got a double up with 10s and then got a gift with jacks.
I know my horse Mike is never folding queens. My horse Mike is never folding. I mean, I think 99% of people are not folding queens there.
Especially to a short stack that can't knock you out of a tournament. I mean, I understand the situation, and they know that Lee was behind him, so he didn't want to get involved in the hand.
But it's like worst case, you can win a side pot.
He would have won one too,
You know what I
because
mean? You only got to beat him to stay alive.
well, you know,
But hey,
in tournament or any game, each his own, right? His
that's
money,
correct.
he can play the way he likes
He wants to pick his spot. It is what it is.
Sure. Maybe on the final table he would have jammed, but we can only guess what went through his mind. Your blinds are 3,000, 6,000.
19 players remaining. They are all in the money.
10 away from the final
Guaranteed
table.
at least $190.
Correct.
Gun's going to limp the button.
And Brian, the big
With
line
the
said
pair.
this is the first hand that wasn't been raised, which is true. So we're 3 ways to a flop on a limped pot. King 8-9, 2 spades.
Now Anthony, first to act with an open-ender, decides not to lead.
Check the guns, and he bets out with his 4s.
Anthony not going anywhere with an open-ender.
Makes the call. Deuce of spades.
Gun's not picking up a flush draw.
He doesn't know it, though. I think he turns his hand into a bluff.
Doesn't,
but
yeah, he's not super confident about his hand. And the interesting lead from Anthony here.
Anthony
I like it.
trying to represent the flush here.
So does have raw equity with his hand and and puts Guns in a tough spot. If even with a small flush draw, he can't be confident in his hand at this point. This is the cash game Anthony that I know.
Yeah, but
Suited connectors out of
Guns
the
in a
blinds.
snap fold. He actually,
He's
he
like,
had chips in his
what would
hand.
he
I
be
thought he was
leading
going to
here?
make that call. So would have been a great read.
What hands would Anthony be doing the stop and go with?
Sheesh.
Right?
What a play.
I like it. No, I like. You know what? Take control of the hand. And it's not like he had. I mean, he had equity, assuming that your opponent doesn't have a flush. I like it. You don't want that to get checked through, and then
It's a risky play because, I mean, it's a great play, but it's risky because if he bets out there and if for some reason Guns just raises, you just donked off some
yeah,
chips.
you donked it. Yeah, you donked it off, but
That's a really brave play, and it paid off. So kudos.
it's kind of a sizable pot. It's
Yeah.
for his stack.
Yeah,
I like it.
Check called the flop and then led out there because he was on a draw, technically speaking, and just the different draw. So
And that's the part of like Guns limping the button, capping his range a little bit, and you're not going to command as much respect.
True.
If he raised pre-flop on a king high board.
But look at this hand though. Hate to cut you off, but
Oh.
Dave
Just easy game. Just wait for premium pairs.
tens, jacks, kings.
Yeah.
This is how you win.
This is how you win a tournament. Okay, scratch everything I've ever said.
This is it.
Just wait to get dealt the premium and hold. The old-fashioned way. Mike's like ace 4. This isn't. Yeah, that's not good enough for Mike.
I bet you he shows the table. Of course he does.
Of course he shows.
People can't help themselves. Aces and kings.
He wants to build up his fold equity.
Well-
keep his image up. Be able to take it down pre-flop more often.
I think people have aces and kings. They don't get any action. They gotta want to show the table. Like, look what I had. As a proud papa. Look, I had aces. I had kings. That's all I raised with. Aces and kings. Good job, Dave. Running good. And you build up your confidence when you get hands like that and things go through, and all of a sudden you get momentum and you start
Just
playing.
like seeing the ball go in.
Yeah.
Right? You know, just see it go in. Grab yourself a pot. And under the gun, Lee, big stack waking up with the premium right away with jacks.
Chat's been very quiet today. I think it's your fault.
Everyone's tired. It's too hot out.
The heat will make you
The
tired.
heat is just, I don't
It's
blame.
true.
They're probably all playing.
That too. Maybe
You know?
they're all downstairs.
You know, they're all downstairs. It was pretty busy down there when I went down.
It
so.
was. Yeah, the room was busy.
And guys, I mean, with all of our promos going on, the bad beat creeping up there, and our progressives going too. I mean, if you're gonna get a session in, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, there's so much bonus money.
There's
running around.
that's equity. All that stuff matters.
You win.
You're playing a lot of poker, right? This is the stuff that you got to take advantage of.
You win a high hand, you get yourself a raffle ticket for the end of the month.
That
And
too.
That's the thing. $15,000 are given away the last Saturday of the month. It's from 12 noon to 12 a.m. Every 2 hours, if you're here and you got a raffle ticket, your name's called, you have a chance to win money. 1K, 2K, 2K. And then at 6 p.m., we're giving away $5,000.
$5,000. And guys, listen, I will tell you, if your name is in the drawing, try to be here. You will be shocked at how many names get called for like $5,000 and the player isn't here.
Yes.
I mean, we'll go through like 5 names.
Yeah, it's true. It's crazy how that happens.
Even some of our regulars have been called, and I'm like, man, this guy's not here right now. He's always here.
Right. That's
And-
crazy, right?
And then a player's calling them, hey, man, you were called for the 5K. Just to rub it in.
That's what friends are for.
It is shocking how many players aren't here during the drawing.
Oh,
and now Dave's going to open
come
it up
on.
with his aces.
Come on, it's not fair. Who rigged the deck for him? But with his kings, the same thing. He hasn't gotten any action. And this is why you don't show the kings, because now you raise and no one's going to give you.
Now they're not going to
Yeah, they're not going to call you.
They're going to know.
The opposite
You're nutted.
of that.
Yep.
You get table credit. Now he's going to show aces.
Did he just showed one that time?
He showed
both.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said this is the wrong
Well,
one.
his image could not be better. If there was ever a time to bluff, it would be soon.
Right. Next hand. No, not the next hand. But you're right. And when he does bluff, it probably will get through. Guns wants to be the big blind.
Guns
And Dave's
he's
like,
ready
wait
to-
your turn.
He's like, hold up.
You can put the blinds in for me.
Yeah, I have no problem letting a player oblige. Go ahead and pay my ante.
Bittersweet, though. You get aces and kings. You don't get, the action. But you did get a double up with jacks, so can't complain. At one point, he was at, short stack with 17K? And now look at him. Got a healthy stack. Never give up. Yeah, give him the trifecta. He's got aces, kings, and jacks. Give him queens. He's got to get queens and tens.
And Joe on the button, he's certainly not going to fold this. Yep, I'm going to come in for a raise. Lee not going to fight back. Dave's probably with that sizing, he's going to get out of the way.
Oh, he owes him a fold.
All right, Guns, now you're the big. But I'm not going to tell that guy what to do.
Yeah. Here at the Kennel Club, we'll let you have a nickname, as long as it's not profanity. Guns is suiting. CEO.
I've heard all types of names on the cash game list.
Yeah,
I've heard Eminem.
that's true.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of the IRS was a fun.
IRS was a good one. Yep, I've heard that too. I remember that. I've heard Sleepy. I've heard Tiny.
Yep, a lot of good nicknames. At one point, well, I am Turkish, but at one point I used to have the nickname Turkish. But I was from Lock, Stock, and Three Barrels, not because of my nationality.
Right.
My friend was like, Turkish. I'm like, yeah, let's go with it.
That'll stick.
Yeah.
Gonna go heads up to a flop. Not sure where Lee's hand is at the moment, but he was the pre-flop raiser from the button. And Dave's gonna flop top pair
And
of the
check.
blinds and checks it over.
And Lee's going to continue. Call the C-bet. Continue. And there's a raise.
Check raise from Dave right away.
Check raise.
Confident
Yep.
in his hand.
These cards are in the box. We just don't know what they are. And Lee goes, how many chips do you have now? Oh, boy.
Knows he's committed, already having half his stack in there. Doubt he's gonna raise fold.
See, here's the thing. We don't get to see. This is the fun part about poker.
So now we got to guess what he has.
Yeah,
this is
we
the
don't
game.
know
We
what-
got to turn it into a game. What does this player have?
Right. What is he calling with? He's got to have a flush draw, right? An ace? Ace can't
That
help him. And they're all in. Dave knows that an ace should not be in his range. And since he did snap call, we can tell you that he doesn't have an ace. I think he's got a pair with a flush draw, possibly, maybe
a hand like Queen
10.
Jack or something, or Queen 10. Yeah, that makes sense.
Queen 10, Queen Jack's possible. Wants to know how much he has left. But that's what you asked him what his stack size was earlier, right?
Yeah, because you got to think if you're Dave, he's probably not floating my raise with a hand like Ace King or Ace Queen.
Right.
So
Right.
unless he had the nut flush draw, but he would have called already.
Unless he had ace king of clubs, right? Then it's a
Or
snap
probably
call.
just gets it in on the flop, right? He would have just
Yeah,
rebalanced.
I think that's a good play
If
too.
he had that.
If he had that draw, not to see a free card on the turn, just get it in. It's a solid play. Even if you're drawing.
Now I am really curious what he has.
And the fun part is when you're playing cards, this is what you think. When you don't know what your opponent has, you have to guess. Like, when we see the whole cards, it ruins it, but it makes it more
I'm
interesting.
thinking maybe Queen Jack. That's going to be my guess.
I think Queen Jack's an easy fold. He probably would have folded already. You got to put him on some kind of draw because he's got a decision to make. I'd love to see the card. I mean, I'd love to see the cost so we can see the cards is what I was trying to say. I just wanted to see blood. Decisions. And Dave being very silent, trying not to induce any action.
He's going
Oh, we get to
what does
see
he
it.
have? I want to
We
see
get
it.
to see it.
What does he have?
Same hand?
I was
shocked.
close.
I'm so shocked. Chop it up, baby.
It's a good call.
It was a good call on Lee's part. I don't know. And Gunn said that was some kind of called.
See, he thought he had Queen Jack.
Yeah, see? I thought he thought. A lot of thinking going on. What is he going to do that with?
Well, because you got to, right, because Dave didn't re-raise pre-flop. I guess he could have an ace out of the big blind, but I don't think he was too worried about it. You thinking if he has a draw, I'm ahead.
Well, the good news on Dave's part is that he did what he's supposed to do, which applied
The pressure, gave him a
right.
chance to win the hand.
Right. So Lee had to make a decision, and he made it because it wasn't his tournament life. He made it with one pair, which give him credit. You know, you could be upset. You'd be like, "Why'd you call with that? You only had one pair. Don't you see my aces? I
And
showed
his
you?"
image too, right? Yeah, his image too. He's like, man.
So, and it goes to show you when you even show aces to kings. Yeah, we're 19.
It is official, buddy. You are all in the money.
Right. And Mike waking up with queens here.
A lot of premium hands.
Oh, yeah. No way, he folded.
That can't be correct.
we see
It's not. It's not correct. I already know that that's wrong.
Okay.
He did not fold queens. No shot.
And Guns folds
He
5
did.
deuce.
Yeah. It wasn't queens. No shot. My horse is folding queens. Right there with his stack.
No shot.
It's
and
not happening.
rolled
It's
opposed
not
to
happening.
Short stack. Oh, we got a new player coming to the table. 2 racks
New
of
blood.
chips. I like it. 2 racks of chips. New chip leader. He's got a little pep in his
What are your
step.
thoughts on when you're in the middle of a tournament and you're getting moved to a new table? What are some of the things that are going through your mind?
It's a great question. You know, I personally know that you have a table image off one table, so now you have to readjust. Mm-hmm. You know what I see, which is really funny, though? Everyone who comes to a new table plays the first hand. Like, I myself wait a couple of hands, like unless it's a premium hand like ace, king, queen. But I see everyone, the first hand, they got to get it in. Just instinctive or something.
They're antsy to just,
Right.
yeah.
So one player comes with 2 racks, and another player comes with the chips in his hand, or they're bringing them 2? I don't know what's going on.
So here's another question.
Yeah.
So what about when a player gets moved to your table and they have a pretty sizable stack? What are some things that are going through your head?
You really have to adjust, though. I mean, that's the whole point. Like, oh, that's what oh, my God. I thought we had 1 chip leader. We
Man,
have
I
2
am-
chip leaders. How nice.
Interesting.
You're VIP when you have someone bring
I
all
think
your
the
chips.
graphics are just set to just have premium hands because it's like literally every other hand. It's Jacks plus.
And there's your boy.
Mike,
all
see,
in.
yeah, man.
34K. Let's see what happens
Kings
with
is
the,
getting in there.
the chip
Joey
leaders
waking
here.
up all with 10s, and he's got a huge amount of chips. He's at least calling.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Or not. Oh, no, that's Joey. That's
Yeah,
Joey.
yeah.
Okay, the other player wasn't.
Yeah, he raises to isolate him.
Yeah.
Puts in what looks like 100K. Yep, puts in 100.
100K, yeah. Isolation. You want to try to knock out the short stack and not have one else come in the hand. Those are good questions you asked, Brendan. Like, how do you adjust? Because you're playing with the same 5, 6 people, and then you got new dynamics, people who are new, and they have chips.
And they've got chips. That's the thing. It really does change a lot.
Yeah,
especially if
because
they're like directed to your left.
they had to get lucky at some point, so they're running good in the tournament. So it's not only the skill level, it's kind of like they're lucky. You kind of want to avoid that sometimes, you know? Because people who run good, somehow they get there.
Yeah.
Like 10s right now.
The confidence factor.
It just happens.
Mike's going to have to hold.
All right.
It's a clean flop so far.
6-9 queen on the flop here. 5 of
No
hearts.
longer has to worry about running diamonds, and he does
And an
hold.
8. Ooh, wee.
8 would have won had
Nice.
Brian played.
Double up. 8s would have won. You're right. Mike.
The horse stays alive.
Yeah, buddy.
Live odds on Mike to make final table. Probably a coin flip.
What's with our chat today? Hello. Did we offend
Guys,
somebody?
we miss you.
I mean,
It's not the same without you.
come on.
I know Fredo's in there somewhere.
What's
Normally, Jeff Carlton's in the chat, but I believe he's still playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're 18, so we're 9-9. Asking the dealer, hey, how you doing? You feeling all right? Doing all right? So we're down to the final 2 tables here. Both
And
tables.
2 big stacks getting moved to this table. It's going to change some things for sure.
And just like that, the blinds have gone up 4K, 8K with an 8,000 big blind ante.
And Lee went from being the table chip leader to now having 2 bigger stacks directly to his left. Talk about run bad.
The pressure?
I mean, that's not ideal.
Right. All in with authority. Ace Queen. 11K. So
Mike going to flick it in for a small amount more, and he's
9-8.
live.
It's live. It's a callable hand.
Ace Queen's always terrified of hands like that. He's got a gutter.
Gutter, I know.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Oh, ouchie. Well, he went out with a smile. He got it in good,
He did what he could.
right? And
Good one for
Mike.
Brian. Does end up making them in cash. So not going to walk away empty-handed. And we're going to be down to 17 players.
well, I mean, he might have fired 2 bullets. He could still be down.
Glass half full, man. Glass half full.
I'm just saying he could
You're
have
right.
fired 3 bullets. I mean,
This is true. I've seen it happen.
I've seen
Now, if it was a bounty tournament, yeah, he's probably in for like 6 bullets.
that's possible as well.
If these, yeah.
Which
Our
is
bounty.
tomorrow. Our bounty tournament is tomorrow. If you guys like what you're seeing, come play the
What
bounty
up, Joe?
tournament.
Joe Schmo. I literally just logged in. I know, we missed you, man.
Thank you. Thank you for showing
You
up.
missed the blood. I know this guy loves seeing blood on the table. You missed a
doesn't?
lot of it.
Who doesn't like the action?
Yeah,
Suck ups.
we did not have to wait for action. It happened right away.
The one that knows it all. Won't be hard to find.
Just in time. Well, I mean, obviously, you're in time where everyone's in the money now, and we're not at the final table yet, so you haven't really missed all the good action.
Yeah,
But-
and now a bunch of big stacks got moved to the feature
You
table.
have
So
you have missed Dave run good from 17K to 133K. He had kings, aces. He doubled up through jacks, double up plus interest. He almost got a triple up. Can't
Red
believe
had queen. Oh my
Queens
gosh,
folded.
Queens letting it go is
Just had a thing.
insane.
Oh, that's how you got knocked out. Hit a gutter ball. Ugh. That's how I got knocked out of my tournament this week. I played the 100K day 2. I flopped 2 pair.
It's always the gutter.
Guy hit a straight draw.
It's always the gutter.
It happens. It's just part of the game.
But if nobody overplayed gut shots, we wouldn't make any money.
True. If everyone played GTO, this game would be even harder than it is.
Yep.
It's difficult at times.
Yeah, guys, when you're playing in a tournament or you're playing downstairs and you got people calling you with all these weird hands, like, this is a gift. It is a
long run.
gift.
Yeah, sometimes short term it hurts.
And it could be right. It could be annoying when they're hitting, but what's more annoying is playing and getting no action or only getting action from hands that are better than yours.
True. That's true. I'm
Like I've played cash at the World Series, you know, we're playing 1-3 and there's $5 pots and we're just passing blinds around. That's miserable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No fun.
No
Guns.
shortage of action here.
Ace-8, I believe he raises to 24K.
24K, yeah, a little overbet with
That's my guess.
yeah.
22K. Oh! 17K.
17, okay.
I overbet it. Still might have the same results. Nope. Looks like Joe with Queen Jack wants to defend from the small blind. All right.
You can hear some
Suited.
of our table talk. We are located directly next to the Palm Beach International Airport. For those of you sickos that like to schedule your flights in time for our nightly tournaments, because I know players do that.
4 tray 10 rainbow on the flop here.
Couldn't be talking about you, Betty Davis. Scheduling her flights for our
Yeah,
nightlies.
proportionally down. I like it. Yeah. What is it? 1111 North Congress Avenue on Belvedere Road. GPS knows where we're at. Come and find us.
You'll find it. Do not
So-
park in the employee parking lot, because sometimes the
that does
GPS
that.
will take
Yeah,
you there.
So Joe stole that hand with Queen High, hoping that Guns had Ace High, and worked out perfectly. Alfredo switched his phones. Why did you do that? He heard you. So
there you go.
watching. Alfredo!
I knew Fredo was in there.
Of course, he's our boy. Felice back in the dealer box. Gutter ball's hitting hard today. Yeah, another victim of the gutter ball. Gutter ball, corner pocket.
They're always painful. Now down to 17. Pay jump's not really going to kick in until final table. 4,400 up top for first.
Yeah, your payouts are 4,482 for first, 2,770 for second, 1,994 for third, 1,461 for fourth, 1,090 for fifth. Sixth place, low ball 827, seventh place 638, eighth place 500, and ninth place with 399. Should have rounded up to 400. Top right-hand corner, 17 players at a 166 left.
Joe on the button looking like he means business. And I see why. With a pretty playable hand, is going to raise into 2 big stacks too.
Yeah, he's not afraid of the stacks. He's just playing
He's
position.
like playing the power of my hand and the button.
Yep.
Button will give you that confidence.
Sounds good.
Curious to see if these 2 big stacks that just came to the table sit back a little bit and wait, or they use the opportunity
The
to
first
apply
hand,
some
be
pressure.
a pair of tens. He got involved, you know.
Yep.
Small blind, big blind, both the chip leaders and the table, like you said. And when you get moved to the table as a chip leader, you don't want the bigger stack to be on your left.
No. Not ideal.
But it is what it is. So you got to make the most of it, you know?
Yep. They're going to have position on you for almost every hand, and they're going to control oftentimes how much money is going into the pot when you're in the hand with them. So.
And there's a lot of respect there. Everyone folds.
Yep.
Walkies. I like a walk every once in a while.
I love walks. That's another underrated aspect of poker. I'll always take a walk.
Yeah.
If I have a big hand, so be it.
Okay. It's free money, no effort. I guess you're right.
It's not always optimal, but it's never bad. It's never a bad thing.
No, it's never. Yeah, I would say it's never a bad thing. I like to mix it up, though. You know, I don't mind defending from the big blind. You got chips already invested,
For sure.
so play some hands. You know, can't be afraid. And there are
Agreed.
hands like this one, Jack 9, guns just folded. I like Jack 9 suited. It's a hand that's deceptive sometimes when it hits. People don't really see it. They don't expect you to have it.
Right. Especially, too, if you're heads up, you're last to act, I mean, chances like if you're live, you're getting just such a good price to call with almost anything.
Right.
To be honest.
Here's your boy Mike, all in here.
Mike's, he knows he's got the. Oh no, Joey, what's up with aces in the small blind?
Joey's running good. The chip leader with aces.
Mike, gonna need help. Certainly can't blame him for shoving nines there. It's just too good of a hand with his stack. Joey waking up with it.
Joey put out a whole stack of reds, but it's just a call. It wasn't a raise, so Anthony has to decide now. Ace-7, do I have 2-1 on my money? It wasn't a raise, so he could just call here, but he folds.
Yeah, knowing he's probably in bad shape. And
Yeah.
Mike's going to need help, and his suits are not live either.
Your horse is in trouble.
Yep, horse is going to need some help.
Anything can happen.
This is true. He's still live, but
King, queen, king is not going to help.
ace
hearts
no
don't
help
help
either,
either. Jack,
and
there it
aces are
goes.
going to
So-
hold.
Mike has been eliminated.
The new big stack to the table is going to accumulate more chips and knock out another player. Good run for Mike. He will be out in 17th place with a payout of $223.
Rebate. And he's leaving Sunday, where I don't know where he's going, but
Well, we hope you're back soon, sir.
have a safe travel. Enjoy your trip. Whoa. That was a crazy sneeze.
1 or 10.
Felice wants to know how to deal with the new player. We're balancing tables. We're at 16, so we're 8 and 8. Before he gets to the table,
Just hold the
normally when they're moving a player from the table, it would be the next big blind, so that way he doesn't get penalized.
Right.
Doesn't get to skip his
It's the most fair
blinds.
way to do it.
Yeah. Waiting for you.
I'm not going to discipline you.
Felice says we're not.
See, yeah.
No rulers smacking the hands.
Veteran dealers know when to
Come on.
make the exception.
He could be. Just imagine. I'm all in blind. That's a good way to play.
Yep, your first hand you have to shove. That's a rule.
Could get through. And like I said, come to the table. You got to play
You
the
gotta
first
play
hand.
the first hand.
Just people do it all the time.
Coming in with the limp.
It happens more so than not. I don't know why. It's just a thing. People
Why
just
not try?
they want to show the dominance.
I'm
They
the
wanna-
opposite. I'm like, I need to
Me
feel out
too.
the table first.
I'm like that too. I'm like,
Unless
I wanna,
my hand demands that I play it.
unless your hand right, unless your hand's like ace king or queens or something like where you got to get your action in. But most of the time, and sometimes even a hand out of position like there. Oh, he said he was going to jam me. He didn't. That's why the table was laughing. Would have been a great time. Squeeze play. 7, king 7. Graphics are not showing any of the hands. So guess what, folks?
The new player to
You
the table is
decide.
going to take the initiative in the hand.
Yeah, nobody knows his play style. He's going to take his headphones off and look serious. So what do you call with here? Huh? If you don't have a 7, because most likely no one has a 7 in their hand.
I mean, right, and it limped. I believe it limped around pre-flop, so
Heads up action. Heads up. New player versus...
and the big stack is the one that, or Lee, one of the big stacks.
Right.
And he's getting a double barrel, so what is
Oh,
I guess
wow, there we go.
and he
Whole
raises.
bunch
He's
of red
repping a
chips.
flush or a 7, and he's going to call.
He
I
does
guess we have a bit of a cooler here. Yeah, a flush versus
flush
top 2.
versus top 2. It is a cooler.
Semi-cooler.
He says they had to come up to a hand, and it got busted the first. That's why you don't play the first hand.
Destiny.
King 10 under the gun first hand, and he got moved from the other table to
Hurts a little bit.
obliteration.
That's painful.
Ouchie. And Lee's like, thank you.
Say thank you. Come again.
Kind of a cooler, though. You turn 2 pair. You think you're good.
Yeah, top 2 and a limp pot.
How do you hesitate when you see 3 clubs, though? I mean, you put the person on the flush? No, right? You never put the person on
Hard
the
to
hand
just-
against
yeah.
you. You could
It's
have.
very hard to have a flush.
Yeah, you could check call. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a check on the turn if I was King 10 because you're Got to worry about a 7. You got to worry about a flush.
Yeah, you want to
Not-
bake the
not a lot of
river.
worse hands you're gonna get
If you can
value
see the
from.
river for cheap, though, and you get that full house, then you can get paid. But
24,000.
other than that, what is it, hand number 46?
Blinds at 4-8. Plenty of big stacks at the table, too, to drive the action. And the money bubble has burst, so theoretically players shouldn't be slowing down really at all.
Put your foot on the pedal. Let's go.
Yeah, there's not a lot of risk here. So might as well just go for it.
That's the thing, though. You got to the table, like you said. Be a little patient. Under the gun. King 10, you just limp in there. Nobody raises. You see a flop. You got a top pair. Then you get all your chips in with the 2 pair on a flop. I don't know. It's questionable.
I agree. I agree with you.
It's a bad way to go out,
I
but
agree with you.
what are you going to do, you know?
And if he comes in for a raise pre-flop, Queen 9 may not call.
Right.
know?
That's true. If he would have he could have raised or jammed.
If you raise under the gun, Queen 9's probably
Yeah.
not calling there with 2
Right.
big stacks to his left.
Right. That's a good factor right there. See, some people don't understand that.
They don't think it's like limping is risky. Limping is very risky because you're letting people in behind you.
Right.
You know, your equity goes down the more players are in the hand. The more players to a flop, and you're out of position to all of them.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
Things we can learn from the game.
You know.
There are some mistakes that you should not make. If you see it as a mistake, I mean, obviously, like we said, it's a cooler.
Granted, right? You know,
It's going to happen.
looking at the run out.
Right.
But that's the stuff that does happen.
Right. One of the things I like to do in poker is try to eliminate yourself from making tough decisions like that. You know, like raising eliminates a lot of those hands that can beat you because the funny thing about poker is that any 2 cards can win.
Right, and when you raise, like you're getting information by players that are calling you. They're more weighted towards better hands. When you're limping, you know, it's harder to put your opponent on something because they're getting such a good price to call.
Right. It also gives you the less respect of when you're betting that your hands could be valuable because if you have a big hand, you're probably raising
You're
pre-flop.
probably raise your hand is a little more face up.
Correct. So there are those pros and cons to everything. Just take it as you want to.
Unless it's like 1990 and you're limping under the gun, it's always aces.
1990.
Yeah, real old fashioned. Oh, I'm just trying to leave. I'm all in.
Check raising.
It's aces or kings 100% of the time.
Your blinds are 4,000, 8,000. We do have a nighttime tournament. It's a $130 bind just as well, but the 5K guarantee.
We call it the Friday day mulligan.
Right.
You get knocked out Friday, go get some dinner, and come back in time for our nightly. Still a juicy prize pool.
And then tomorrow is a Black Chip Bounty Tournament. Saturday is your Bounty Tournament. Come and play that. Starts at 11:15 a.m. That is streamed as well, so you have a chance to be on the stream. If you're watching, if you don't know where we're from, this is West Palm Beach. It's called the PBKC, the Palm Beach Kennel Club. We used to have the dog races here. That gone away a long time ago. But we can simulcast here, so it's Entertainment Complex. We do have shows on the weekend. What are the shows? That's a good question. Do you know what the next show is?
I am not the guy to ask for that. But we do have them routinely.
We have a good restaurant. It's called the Paddock Restaurant.
Paddock.
It's underrated. People don't know.
It's so
It's
good.
so good.
It's
The
so
food.
good. Half of our dealers on break are ordering from the Paddock.
For sure. It's so good. The restaurant's like, and it's not like overpriced. It's
No,
pretty decent.
very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
Raise 18,000.
We are the premier place to play in Palm Beach County.
Oh, August 17th is the next card show. I believe that's on a Sunday.
Usually is on a Sunday.
Yeah, memorabilia starts at 10 a.m., goes away to 3 p.m. So if you got,
I'm sure we'll have plenty of tables set up upstairs.
Yep. They do a good job
It's
of
always
that.
busy.
I never got into like the Pokemon and stuff like that, but I heard those.
I was really into that during COVID.
Right.
Because there was a bit of a bubble there. A bit of a card boom.
Right.
You know, people trying to make money. They're selling stuff online. They're going out shopping. And it was really popular for a minute.
Raise 18,000.
King 10 for Dave raises to 18,000.
Brian G, another one of our commentators, is big into that.
Brian G, yeah.
I have run into him in the Jupiter Walmart.
Lee,
I have.
Lee running good today. 212K on the button with Ace Queen re-raises. 45,000. Call that a 3-bet. Four-bet jam for Dave. Any possibility?
No way. I would respect it though if he's turning his hand into it. If he knows he's bluffing, but
Racing off with King
yeah,
10. That
he's
would've
put
been
in
great.
too much money.
He re-raised you worse than that because he bet 50 and the lines are only 5,000. He bet 20, he made 50.
King 10 off a pretty good hand to bluff with because you don't want to just call with it. It's not really strong enough to just call, but a pretty good hand to bluff 4-bet shove with.
Right,
'cause you're
not to
blocking
call
some
out of
good
that
hands.
position. I mean, tricky going against a player that can knock you out of a tournament, so you do have to, like I said, make better decisions. That way you don't have to put yourself in a tough situation down the road. We already talked about that under the gun. The guy had King 10. Same situation, different place. See how Dave did it?
Just so hard to play out of position.
Do it
That's
like
the
Dave
problem.
did it. Guns with ace tray of hearts.
I hate playing out of position.
Guns was once our chip leader with 277K. Now finds himself all in with
He's gonna take a
72,000.
stand under the gun with a suited ace.
Got to make a move.
Does have the blocker. Got to hope no one else wakes up with a bigger one.
Everyone at the table is like, get him, Dave.
I don't
Seven
mind the
deuce.
shove either because you can get hands like ace 5 and ace 6 to fold.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know,
Small, big ante.
and even if a pair does end up calling you a pair like 8s or 9s, you still have a decent amount of equity. Flush draw and an overcard,
Yeah,
you'll still
it's-
have around 30%.
It's never over till it's over. I mean, when you're all in, you just got to root for the best. I think a positive mindset. Sometimes calling for your cards work. Yeah, I know you don't believe in that superstitions, but I do. Go
Hey,
for
man,
it.
If it boosts your confidence,
Hey.
I'm all for it.
It helps.
That's what matters.
It happens sometimes.
Sometimes you got to athletes do it all the time. They got to psych themselves. They got to.
Visualize the win, sir.
Yeah.
Visualize. Joe here, ace queen raises to 27K. Little on the large sides.
True story. Michael Jordan used to make up stories about players talking bad about him, and he would say it to the media
Right.
to just get that theoretical chip on his shoulder because he was just a psychopath like that.
Here we go. Guns makes the call with ace tray. Racing.
Gun's gonna call it off.
Woo.
Or okay, he's all in, and Joe makes
Tough.
the call,
No, yeah, Joe raising. He went all in, and Joe
and
called.
then Joe called the rest. Okay,
Yeah. And there's
gonna
your flop.
need some help.
King
Well,
7.
Could be worse. Gonna need a 7 or an 8 to chop it,
Nope.
and doesn't. Ace Queen's gonna hold, and a good run
Guns.
for Mr. Guns.
His,
He'll be out in 14th place.
his shooting license has been revoked.
Yep, out in 14th place for a payout of 266.
Small, big blind.
Won't see another pay jump until 12th place.
Deal one, yeah. Because I can deal them in on both. No, honey, that's small.
Guns took that one hit that hurt him for like half a
Losing,
stack.
he made a good call. The Ace Jack suited versus Queen Jack.
Right.
And that took out about half of his chips. So
Right. So
hard for him to gain much traction
momentum
after that.
yeah. So that happens though, Some good players know how to bounce back, and sometimes you just never
You psych
recuperate.
yourself out.
Yeah.
Your strategy does have to change too, because you're no longer the big stack. You're now
Right.
a middling fish in the pond, and
Right.
Raise it 25,000.
that's what I love about tournaments. It's like different. Like from cash, your strategy is kind of staying the same
Right.
for the most part. In a tournament, your game plan has to change on a dime. One hand can change how you have to think about everything. All of a sudden, you're the short stack. You got to pick your spots differently. You become the big stack. Now you can start opening more hands.
Right. We got ace 10 versus king 10. And
Gotta go check. Neither player having much.
oh, Jim picking up the flush draw and picks up the flush. So Lee checks here. Jim's going to fire out a bet, but Lee doesn't have much to come along with. I think he just folds. So Jim will take this pot regardless if he checked or bet.
Now the deuce, yeah, is a relatively clean card for ace 10, you would think. If no one made a pair, I believe the turn went check.
Here's Jason, one of our producers in the back.
Jim's really only repping a flush here.
Pretty much. I mean, you're bluff catching with best ace high.
Right.
I mean, I think it's an easy fold. But then again,
He's tempted to call that board pairing. Less likely he has a deuce.
Right.
And a straight probably would have bet the turn, so it's kind of flush, a deuce or nothing. And he does just let it go.
Yeah. Maybe he's looking for table cred there for folding as long as he was
I guess a
gonna
6,
fold.
yeah. A 6 may not even bet that.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What would you do?
It's always nice when you can see the cards.
No, of course. I mean, we can make all the right decisions when we can see the whole cards, but
Guys, blinds are up. 5, 10, 10.
I believe that's Jason Freeman.
that's our boy Jason
Jason.
helping out.
Odds he will have money on the basketball game tonight. Minus 1,500.
Okay.
Minus 16. It's basically a stone lock that he will have some type of money on the game tonight.
Yeah, the QR code over there on the screen, if you want to screenshot it from the TV, it goes to our Hard Rock Live bet. We're partners with them, our sports betting. You too can bet on any of the games, hockey, basketball.
You can bet live ping pong if you're that sick in the head. You can bet. There's all sorts of action on the Hard Rock Bet app. Give it a look.
Check to you.
Ooh,
Frenchie flopping the nuts here.
getting juicy.
Joey raised pre-flop with Queen 10, and Frenchie just peeled, having enough chips with 9-8 suited, and ends up flopping the nuts. And now
Yeah.
Joey having a decision to make with middle pair, a decent kicker,
Versus a new player that you don't have any information from.
and he is going to call and peel one.
Check or bet.
No, that's Frenchie in the big line, who checked again.
I'm reading this.
Yeah,
wrong.
Joey's the guy with the chip leader. He was on our table earlier, knocked out a player. Remember?
Okay.
Got
so
it?
Frenchie, I got you. Okay.
Frenchie still flopped the nuts.
So Frenchie called out of the big blind
Yeah.
and flopped the nuts and checked it over.
Yes.
And then
Which is
Joey bet second
which is
pair.
a superb
Interesting.
play. When you got the nuts like that on a rainbow board, it was a 2-club draw, but I think he's pausing like he's got a tough decision to make. Give the Academy Award to this man. Oh, look at the face. Oh,
What do I do with the best possible hand?
Oh.
Not a good card for him because it can kill some action.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Went
it
check,
knows he's
check.
good.
He doesn't get any more money out of
Yeah.
the hand, but luckily to take the spot down. Almost cost himself the hand with that river card. Nice way to pick up 182K
The
pot.
chip leader double barreled with second pair, right?
Yeah, fire 2 bets.
Fire 2 bets.
But pumped the brakes
Was
on the
happy
river,
with it.
though. Didn't
Good-
try
good
to.
river for him. Saved him
Yeah,
some chips.
didn't save. So it was a good card, bad card on the river because it completes a lot of the straights and couldn't get any more streets of value there. So I think Frenchie played that hand as best as possible. Some people are afraid to get value out of their hands. They overbet it, and this time it worked out. So
Another negative to playing out of position, you don't control the betting. So you're typically going to lose one street of value playing out of position because your opponent can just check back.
yeah, I mean,
And then if you bet, you kind of give some information away about your hand.
right. Now he's got 7 deuce in the small blind.
Call. Heads up.
Just won the
Respect.
last
I respect
hand.
it.
Just won the last
I
hand.
respect it. He's got confidence.
A raise would have been better. I mean, it's actually in the lead. So went check. Joe with 6 deuce.
6 high and a backdoor flush draw. See if he tries to
He
no
does.
showdown value. I like the bet. It checks to you in position on
Show
the
me
A-side
some
board.
weakness. I'm gonna take
The
advantage.
small blind limped in.
Yeah.
Chances are he doesn't have a
Right.
strong hand. Now, what is Frenchie thinking here? He's like, I know you don't have anything. Oh, and he raises.
With 7 deuce.
I
And
love it. He
showed-
shows. I love it.
He turned his hand to the bluff, but he didn't know he's got.
He didn't
that
know he
dog.
had the best hand, but the theory was correct. He's like, the blind's limped in. You didn't raise from the big. I know you don't have a nutted hand on that board.
That's a pretty good.
And
read
7
from
high
both
ain't going to
players.
take it down. So, and I like the bet from Joe, too.
Yeah,
to be
that's a
honest.
great bet. I mean,
You're not going to win with 6 high.
can win
If
with
you
6
turn a
high.
heart, you can keep barreling. You can keep repping. a big hand.
Theoretically, that hand should have won for Joe. But Frenchie's like, I play different than you do.
I like it. And he's got the chips to do it, too.
He does. And your blinds have gone up. We're at 5,000,
We're at
10,000.
510. You're in the big blind inning. You're throwing in 20K in there.
Alfredo,
25K
do
in
you
orbit.
play the bounty tournament by any chance? I wonder if he does. Some people don't like the bounty tournaments because they're more aggressive than regular tournaments.
Yeah.
People always gunning for you.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like when we did the progressive bounty. That was a fun tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Your
So
bounties
much
always
action.
increased.
Oh, yeah.
Phew. First and second
Yes,
place.
please keep calling me.
Yeah.
Please keep chasing me down.
First and second place were about the same amount of money because the difference was the bounties that would play a factor.
Anything that forces you to deviate a little bit and change up your strategy, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you're
You
a
know?
big bounty player. You like bounty tournaments?
It's not my specialty, but I've never shied away from them.
Okay.
I like, changing it up because something that's like relatively, I mean, it's not new. We've had bounty tournaments forever.
Yeah.
But something that's not as familiar with some players, it's not as solved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So more room to take advantage.
Alfredo says sometimes the salary is a good one. That's why I was saying, you didn't make the final table. I'm waiting to see you take one down. It's been a little while, so I won't be on the mic tomorrow, but definitely will love watching you play. Alfredo's come a long way from playing cash games to tournaments, and the moneymaker, he did some good results and took down an event.
And loved having him in the booth, too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. All around, solid player, plays cash and
Plays
well
cash and tournament, yep.
Yeah. Never causes a problem.
Nope.
Okay, makes sense. Harder for you know what? Listen, for me, daytime tournaments are almost impossible because I sleep at night.
Yeah.
It's like I go to bed when people are waking up. It doesn't work.
PBKC has conditioned me to be a night owl for
Right.
sure, man. That's why I play cash. As
Yeah.
much as I love tournaments, cash games are good at night. They work with my schedule.
I tell you what, Lee's sneeze is like an animal. He's
I was like,
"Achoo!"
it's like a,
It's like an
a
animal.
hyena.
No, cash games are fun, and it's so flexible. Like you said, you can play as long as you want or as little as you want to.
My first year playing poker, I almost strictly played tournaments, and then I caught the cash game bug. I'm like,
yeah.
wow, I can quadruple up and leave in an hour.
Dave and Steffi Mo are on the two different pages because Dave just folded deuces back to back.
That's sinful.
1 round
Those
penalty.
graphics can't be correct. Yeah, 1 round penalty. What the floor now? Even though it was a half hour ago.
That's right. We are on a half-hour delay. There's nothing we can do about the past. Such is life as well, though you should never ponder about the past so much. Poker is the one game I say that parallel to life. The whole tendencies, the run goods, don't worry about it. Next day's tomorrow's a new day. Shake it off. Got to be patient. Got to have a good time. Those feelings interject in life as well as in poker. So if you feel yourself being a little stagnant on the poker table or you feel stressed or card dead, doesn't hurt to get off the table and take a 2-minute break.
You would be surprised how much a 10-minute walk can just reset your mind. And some players reset by changing seats. That's the thing. Like I make
Right.
fun of it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? If it helps you mentally get in a better place and it feels like a different session for you, go ahead and do it.
Do it, right.
Go ahead and do it.
Lee raises the 27K with threes, and I'm sorry, Joe makes a raise to 27K. Lee calls with Jack 10 suited. I like this hand as well, especially in a tournament. So we're heads up here. Lee's got position and the chip. What? What are you laughing
No,
at?
Fredo's comment, hit and run. Playing, hit and run one time and got hooked.
Why
No.
not? Yeah.
I mean, if it's a good table, I always try to stay as long as possible.
So Joe's going to c-bet here on a flop that's really connected with Lee. Lee's got a middle pair and a gut shot straight draw, and we said today the
He's
straight
got the
draws have
chips
been
to float around.
So-
2 decent stacks.
Now he's open-ended. Lee went from he's got the check mark because there's no hand that could beat, and went check to the river. Ace might slow down the action. Joe's going to take a stab.
I don't hate it because the flush comes in. The ace is better.
Look at that bet, though. Wow. Putting Lee to the test.
Joe was the pre-flop raiser, too, and it's a good call for
What
his
a
range.
perfect
This
river
might
card.
actually work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I like it, to be honest.
Some people don't understand how a card not in your hand could actually make you the winner, right? So this is a good dynamic
It's a bluff out,
situation.
right.
Perfect.
Don't just check and pray for a 3.
Whee!
You know,
Joe did it.
take advantage of the run out. And I don't mind the check on the turn either, because that's a scary card for him. It's a better card for Lee. Brings 3 to a straight. You don't know what he can have when he just flats you. So,
And there's another advocate to that position on the turn, though. When Lee turned an open-ended straight draw, could have got it all in there and it forced elimination of someone making that bluff on the river. If you had the wherewithal to do so. I mean, sometimes you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You do that, and someone snap calls you in
and
the
then
straight.
you're like, why did I just not just take a free turn?
I could have just checked the river.
Because he's got second pair and a straight draw. You would hate to bet and then get raised. You're like, I could have just realized the equity in my hand.
That's the thing. You're damned
But that
if
was
you do.
a great river card for Joe to rep.
It sure was.
It's a good bet.
Good feel for the hand, too, as well, though. You got to put the player on a hand knowing that he didn't have the flush, right? Knowing that that's the one card.
And a flush could play it that way. Bet the flop, check the turn, you see the river. King, queen gets there.
Absolutely.
Spades get there.
Yeah. How many times have you made that hero call?
Ace, king, ace, queen get
you're
there.
like, oh, my God, you do have a flush? Like, oops, my read was wrong. Look at Todd in the box making
Todd in the
mistakes.
box.
What's going on? Not too often do we see Todd dealing in a tournament.
I was going
but
to say, I don't even remember the last time I've seen this.
maybe,
I'm all for it, though.
Maybe he wanted to
The
get
vet.
some airtime.
The vet trying to get some reps in. Blunder at 5'10",
Todd makes playing
hand number 60 of the stream.
either playing poker or 3-card fun. He makes it fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is. All in. But I got one of those buttons. Dave all in here with Jack 10.
Down to 13 players. And Dave is going to rip with Jack 10. Takes it down.
Sure.
The power of fold equity. The power of getting your chips
Aggression.
all in.
Yeah,
being
the
the
play.
one to make the initiative.
It's a power move for sure. It always works every time until the last
It
time.
always, works 100% of the time.
Not
every time.
100% of the time. It doesn't.
No, it
if it
definitely
worked,
does not work 100%
Yeah.
of the time, especially playing here.
I was in a big tournament, and a guy on the button jammed all in 50. He didn't care what the blinds were. He had like 250K. The blinds were 2K4. 15 times in a row and won every single time. I just thought, I was like watching him, like, wow. Nobody at the time had any big pairs to defend. Just got through.
And that's the run good that people don't think about.
Right.
Like when you're getting all these bets through and no one has anything, that is running good.
That is part of it.
You know what I mean? It's not just sucking out.
Right.
Like running good is you're avoiding disaster.
Correct. Right. Suckouts.
Those days when you're playing cash or you're playing a tournament and all your good hands are holding up, that is running good.
Yes, sir. That is true. It takes a lot to win a tournament, right? Yeah, things have to go your way.
That's you got to avoid the disaster.
You know what my 3 key factors are winning a tournament?
Let's hear it.
All right, right after this hand.
Okay.
Jack 3 with Frenchie, who's been very active.
Just play like Frenchie and you're good. That should be
8-7
key.
for
That should
Jim.
be key number one.
Well, he's got 400K in chips, boy. He's going against another player who's got 400K in chips.
Just
so.
check raise with 7 deuce, take it down.
Ace high here.
Now we'll see.
leading out.
His friend, he is just going to let it go. He's not going to get cute.
No, not against that player.
The
Maybe against Dave's player. I mean,
I like
Dave
the lean forward when he bets out.
Right. There are 3 factors to winning a tournament, right?
Okay.
Your big hands have to hold up. That's
Okay.
one, right? Your bad hands have to catch up, so you have to suck out sometimes, right?
For
and
sure.
your bluffs have to get through. If you're not bluffing in a tournament, probably 50, 60% of the time you're not going to win the tournament. You're never going to get to the final table if you're not bluffing enough. I mean, sometimes you can get caught.
Too many things have to go right for you if you're not bluffing. You have to make your own luck to some degree.
Right.
I mean, especially if you're playing in a big
You got to
field.
steal pots.
You're not just going to premium your way to, a fourth place finish out of 1,000 people.
I agree with you.
That's what everybody tries to do.
They want it right. They want the good cards. They just want to get good cards and win. Like it's a theory of sun running is when you're good cards. You get a lot of them like aces and kings and queens, and that happens a lot. That's how Dave got his stack the way he did.
Granted, Dave has done that and it's worked out.
But
this
also
is,
look at Dave's stack though.
This is also a 166 player field, not a huge,
right,
1,000 player field.
right?
So Jim opens up under the gun +1 with ace jack off.
Ooh, Frenchie's
And now
got a
Frenchie-
good hand.
With a super premium. This is not 7 deuce. This is pocket queens.
Right, and all that showboating earlier might pay off now because
This is why you show the 7 deuce.
Oh, but no, he gets respect.
Gets
though.
respect. Okay, good fold from Jim.
Large size bet. Jim says no, thank you. Sometimes you get people to call you light because they think you're always bluffing, but not this time, right? Do you bluff a lot?
I try in a tournament. I bluff more often than cash. I would say.
Yeah.
I like to try to apply pressure.
Right.
I'll notice myself double barreling a lot more in tournaments because they're just the player type. They're more conservative. They're more calculated. Cash, you can't just cash. You're just going to rebuy. Players are going to float more. They're not.
It's so
priced
funny
in.
too. The cash game people call light like one.
Oh, they
pair.
do. Oh, it's great. It's great.
Fleece walking by, giving some of her positivity. I love it. Aw. You guys just don't know what you... Come on down just so you can play with Felice. Have her deal you some of that positive energy. Just love it.
Yeah, she's great.
She is.
Table.
We've said that. I mean, can't say it enough.
I'll be pushing her downstairs in cash. I'm like, how are you so happy? I'm like, she's not even tired. That's what I mean. I'm like, not grumpy, but like, man, you're so full of energy. And the players appreciate it. It goes a long way, to be honest.
It's good for the morale.
The players say that. I've noticed players saying that. Like, especially when I'm in a better mood, they're like, they do take notice. Like, this dude's happy. He's upbeat. He's keeping the table going. It affects the morale of the table.
Energy is contagious, though.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. It's like when I'm playing cash and everyone's on their phones, no one's saying anything.
Right.
Everyone's got hoodies up and glasses on and no one's saying a word. I'm like, I don't want to play at this table.
Yeah,
I want people like laughing, yelling, buying drinks.
Dave raises here king queen offsuit to 28K.
And downstairs, more often than not, you're going to get a lively camaraderie, especially on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah, usually
you're going to get a lively table more often than not.
Bring more recreational players. That's true. Usually. But that's a fun thing about cash game. If you're on a table that's really tight and upbeat,
you know what? Leave.
Yeah.
Switch tables.
Yeah, exactly. We don't penalize you.
No,
we don't penalize you.
Now, don't do it. Don't try to skip the line.
Right.
Some of you players know who I'm talking about.
Nobody's listening.
Go through the proper channels.
Yeah.
But by all means, get on the transfer list.
It's easy.
It's really not hard. Just walk up to the host.
Blinds are 5,000, 10,000 still. We're at hand number 65, and it looks like we have 13 players left. Anthony with pocket eights. He's been card dead for a little while. Might get involved in this one.
Another component, too, just to circle back to what we were talking about earlier about like bluffing more in a tournament. Mm-hmm. Also with the ante, there's more chips out there.
Right.
And you got to go out there and take it.
People don't understand how important that is to get those blinds and antes.
You're getting a better price. You want to go out and take that money.
And he did. All in with pocket eights. Nobody had anything bigger, so they survive.
You can apply ICM pressure in a tournament. Typically towards like these middle to late levels, it's more expensive for players to float.
Now you're getting too advanced.
You're getting whoa. Let's not talk about floating.
Brendan, slow your roll.
Let's not talk about floating. But yeah, it's expensive to see a turn.
Oh, no, wait, back-to-back pocket eights? And he lets this one go. He's like, I'm not going to push my luck.
That's cash. I'm telling you, Cash Game Anthony's raising. He's getting in there. I've seen him downstairs.
Lee with queen 10 folds. Jim on the button. Jack 10 of hearts. Seen this hand a few times. Plays well.
Just going to limp. Interesting. With a big stack, doesn't decide to raise.
Yeah, Joey here, 451K. I think Jim doesn't want to bloat the pot with the chip leader to his left. They're both equally 450K. And we have the short stack Dave in the big blind.
Dave's going to get to see a relatively free flop.
He does.
The suited king, and he'll take that. Does end up flopping a pair. Both players do.
Yeah, Dave's got the better of the two kickers. But is this the hill he dies on? That's a statement.
And this is what I mean. It's expensive to kind of float, but he is going to.
Yeah, he does.
Because he's got a good kicker.
Jim
with the interesting.
Wow. Dave now two pair. Feeling good.
Nothing but
all in.
Oh, Dave turning two pair. That's a decision for him.
Pair, yeah.
Hello.
All you can eat. It's a great bet, too. 79K into 160 pot. I mean, you got to make that move. Take down the pot. Move on to the next one.
Dave's sun running at this point.
Yeah, some people would try to get value for there. There's no reason to get value in short stack.
Pot's big enough.
Yeah.
Relative to your stack. Just take it down.
Don't be silly, right?
Yeah.
Good
you
play.
Get cute. Some guy hits runner, and then you're complaining about it on the way home.
It's true. It's always something to be said about taking out pots when you can. I'm a pro advocate of playing big hands like for value, they got to take that risk because that's what you got to do. 'Cause it's hard. Sometimes you get aces and kings or whatnot, or flopping sets, and sometimes it bites you in the ass. But when you flop a set and then you go all in and you just want to win the pot, it doesn't make, in my mind, sense. But Joey here with tens on the dealer button. Dave folds small blind, and Anthony folds as well, 7-6. Not a hand you really want to defend out of position to get the chip leader. He's going to show tens. I'm not stealing, boys. I got a premium. And Dave's saying, be careful when you look at your hole cards because I can see
Good man.
what they are.
Good man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's honesty, you know?
Our good regs, man. Classy move. Classy move from Dave.
Right. I think there's a line around.
Now somebody's going to say, now you owe me, I'm going to shove, you're going to owe me a fold.
You could.
Some EV for later.
Joe folds, Lee with ace queen.
Lee's been steady. Played very solid so far.
Yep, got bluffed off that one hand. He didn't know it.
Yeah, the Jack-10.
Yep. His son will tell him later, Dad,
No,
I
yeah,
bluffed
that's
you."
right. Yeah, because he was asking about us.
Right.
Lee's son, if you're watching, your dad's played very well so far.
Yes.
He's played great.
I would concur. So Anthony, mystery hand, not totally in the box. Thinking about making a play here. 35.
There's no way he has pocket eights again.
I would take the under that he doesn't. You're right. The over that he doesn't. But he's looking to go all in,
The
though.
question is, what's he contemplate? Maybe
Yeah.
a weaker ace?
King, queen, kings,
Yeah,
jacks,
something like that.
Tens, something questionable.
Well, jacks or tens, he's definitely getting in.
He's looking at the clock.
Still at 13 players. And there is actually a pay jump at this.
Down to
Oh,
12.
they're saying we're down to 12?
That's
okay.
what he said. He's all in. He
so
made the
now
decision.
they hit the pay jump, and now he's in.
Wow.
12th, 11th, and 10th, each hitting $324. So no ICM until 9th place.
What theatrics there? We're in the money.
So you go, we're in the money? Oh, I'll just get these in. Maybe
Yeah.
he has a monster.
I think so, too. I mean, he really looked at the clock. It could be jacks or tens. I mean, the way he hesitated
I don't
like
think
that.
Lee's going to fold.
No,
yeah,
he
he's
makes
going
a
to
call.
call. He's
We
got
get to
too much
find out.
invested. Yeah, we get to see his hand.
We get to see it. Tens, I called it. Man, I
Wow.
could see the reads, buddy. See what I'm
Tens,
talking
that
about.
is sick. Spot on. Reed.
Oh, queen in the window. Come on. No way. Overkill. And just like that, Anthony, he made the right
Makes
play.
the correct play, but
Such
Lee not folding his hand and going to win the flip and knock out a player.
Yeah, Lee had too many chips to fold that hand. You can't blame him for calling.
Sure did.
I think ace queen. Some people call it the parking lot hand. But not so much, though. It's really rare that ace queen runs into ace king. Although
I'm going to remember you said that.
I was playing cash the other day. I had ace king and ace queen gave me a double up when they ace on the flop, and I couldn't believe it. I thought when I turned over my hand on the river, he goes, "Oh!" I was like, "Oh, we have the same hand," because he snap called off 300, and
Yes, please.
what a good feeling. I thought we went for a chop to being surprised that I got a double up. I'm like, what? You only have ace queen?
That's what's up. Lee not going to slow down. He's going to go right back to it. Ace 4 suited under the gun.
Wow, he's got extra chips now.
He does.
Of course.
He just got him, but he's not afraid to give him back.
Yeah. The late great Doyle Brunson used to say, "Play the rush."
And they are six-handed now, being at 12 players, so
That's
that's a stronger hand,
Just
six-handed.
to speak on that, that's the tough part about tournaments. You can wait, you can wait, you wait. You get a premium hand, you get it all in, and so on.
That's the
Sucks
hard
out.
part about it.
Yeah, it's like what?
And that keeps happening over and over again, especially if you're bubbling, too. You wait, you can't win a flip. It can wear on you.
It can. Frustration kicks in. Then you start hating poker.
Never. See you tomorrow.
I like it, Brandon. I like your style, kid.
I'll never play here again. See you tomorrow. I'm done.
I
with this
heard
game.
something. I heard that, I don't know how much of it is true, though. It's not the winning that keeps people coming back. It's actually there's a dopamine factor, or there's some kind of thing that kicks in when you lose a hand
That is correct.
that makes you want to play.
That is a One of the darker sides
That's
of gambling.
crazy.
There is a dopamine rush from risking and losing money.
Right.
There is. It's your fight or flight
Right.
kicks in.
All right. Dave in the hand here. So Joe opened and Dave flat calls 25K. I said Joe. It meant
Going
Jim.
Three ways to a flop.
Lee, Jim, and Dave.
Lee just going to complete. Dave flopping the world.
Pretty good.
Top pair and king high flush draw.
Oh, yeah.
Guy continues to run pure. And he's certainly not going to check.
This is Dave's home.
Yep.
Bet it out,
He's got
baby.
home field advantage. Clearly has home field advantage.
And both players
Both
fold.
players getting out. Dave will take that all day.
For show.
And Jeff doesn't have that many chips. He's quiet. Give me $10. You owe me $10. 10.
Oh, that's Steve. I hear Steve's voice.
That's another thing, too. You learn voices in here when you work
Yep.
there long enough.
That's Steve. I heard train wreck. Jeff is still in the tournament, but he's on the short stack.
Jeff Carlton.
Yep.
Get him on a feature table. We'll have to turn the mics up a little bit.
Yeah.
The stream mics.
Just a reminder, folks, that Dave at one point had 17K in chips, and look at him now, still fighting. 12 players, almost to the final table.
Blind still at 510. Total prize pool of $16,600 with first place paying $4,482.
Cash?
Cash money. Now, the easy way would just be to go downstairs, play cash, and hit a progressive and make like 3K.
That's
That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
So if you do bust out, you can still make a healthy amount of money playing cash.
I've seen that happen too. So someone busts out of a tournament where they would have got like 200, 300 bucks, and then they win like in the cash game. You're like, wow! Sometimes things happen for a reason.
Destiny.
Yeah. Imagine that, busting out of the tournament, all upset, go downstairs, hit the bad beat, 100K, baby.
Yes, sir. And now this dynamic here. Frenchie raises with the 10-8 suited in the hijack, and Joe comes in with the 3-bet with king-queen suited. I like the play.
Joe's play is against the player because he saw him do that earlier.
Right, that's what I'm saying. These two have a little bit of history already,
Right.
and Joe has position on him.
Frenchie in a little
He's like, how dare this guy 3-bet me? Because you know what I'm capable of.
conundrum. Is that the word? Conundrum.
Because he does have the chips to peel.
Frenchie.
But
Yeah, he's got him covered.
He's got the chips to peel, but he is out of position.
Does he have the balls to rejam though?
I would respect the heck out of it
Put
if he
the
did.
player to the
but that's
test for
tough
his
to do,
tournament
though.
life.
Because you don't see, I mean, you haven't seen a lot of 3-bets at this table.
Oh, and the table.
The table's already aware of this. These two have gone at it already. I like it.
Table dynamics.
I'm hoping
there.
these two stay here. Because they're going to be...
Oh, they're gonna be on a 10-minute break after
They
this
are
hand.
going to go on break after this. Hand number 73.
Jay, you working today and tomorrow? Okay.
I wonder why you keep throwing over shit cards, man.
Yeah, Trevor's in Vegas, so that's cool.
I have already enjoyed Frenchie's presence at the table. His image has been set.
Frenchie plays a different game of cards, and I like it.
I do. Thinks outside the box, not afraid to get a little aggressive. Now he has a playable hand under the gun.
King Jack versus 9. Don't go broke before the break.
Don't go broke before the break. Thing I've seen way too many times.
That happens. It does happen a lot.
Especially at the rebuy break. They're just, any ace.
Yeah.
I'm either doubling up or I'm rebuying.
That's how players either get or give chips. You're right. They know they can re-enter one more time, so they play a little looser. That's how I got chips in the last tournament. player made that move.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So Frenchie here, king high, knows he can't win if he goes to showdown. He's got to try to steal it.
And rep the queen high board.
Splashes the pot.
Now his image though might get appeal. I don't think Lee's gonna at least fold to this bet. And it looks like a raise.
It is.
Nice read here.
Senses that Frenchie was trying to steal it and gonna
Yep,
put in.
and this is when the image backfires, right? A little bit.
It can. I mean, Frenchie's got him covered in chips. Does he want to lose more? Does he want to float? Does he want to see the turn and make a move? What do he do here?
I mean, it's tough to just call because you're out of position, right? Because then you're almost forced to check the turn. Because Lee's taking control of the hand by raising, so.
Yeah, it's a mid-click, though. I mean, it has to be 56, which is double the raise, 28, 56.
And he does end up calling to see what happens on
Frenchie
the turn.
Calls.
If
So
this goes check, check.
what-
Sorry to cut you off.
No. What goes through Frenchie's mind there? He does check, like you said. And that was a great turn card for Lee. If he's good on the flop, he should be good now.
And, yeah, we'll see how confident he is in the strength of his hand now. If he does put in the second barrel, and he does, he's knows where he's at this point. Not turning his hand into a bluff. He thinks he's good here. And now, this is the tough part about playing out of position, right? Because you're forced to almost check once your opponent raises you. And,
Yeah,
I mean, what are you going to do?
That turn card was the deciding factor. If it was a card that can help him bluff the hand, he probably would have done that. But that
Yeah.
4 doesn't change anything.
Right.
So, yeah, you check folding here, and you just lost the pot, and you can move on to the next one. You still have a lot of chips, Frenchie. You know, he's got to let it go. All right, didn't work out for him. I mean, I'm sure there's something up his sleeve, even though he's wearing short sleeves. But
Yeah.
and he showed.
He's like, yep, my read was butter.
Oh, look, he showed so he could
Shows
see what his
nines.
hand is.
So like, yep, I knew I was good.
Yeah, Lee was good.
Lee was
Great
not
play.
bluffing. Yep, he's played very solid so far.
You want to get a little picture-in-picture so that people can see what
For
we
sure,
look like?
for sure.
That's us. Hello, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Down to 12 players.
The faces to the voices.
Shout out to our staff. We got Jason Freeman on camera,
That's
making
right.
sure this whole operation runs smoothly.
He's actually not scheduled. He's just helping to fill out, which is great.
Because that's who he is,
Team
man.
player.
He's a good guy.
All right.
It takes a team to make all this work. We got our tournament director, Joey Dolans, all of our dealers that have been on stream so far.
I think Joey's off today. We have Nick doing the
Nick's currently running the tournament. But
yeah. Steffi Mo in the chat said hi, everyone.
what up, Steph? Your
Everyone-
deuces have been good so far.
Everyone loves Steffi Mo.
Of course.
There are your payouts on screen, 1st through 10th. Look at the difference, though, right? You
Yeah.
get knocked down 10th, you're just like, ugh.
10th, it doesn't even feel like a win. I mean, it is a win, but like,
It's right.
You
So
know?
bittersweet. Come on down, play some cash. Remember, tomorrow's game is a black chip bounty tomorrow, Saturday. Don't know who's on the stream, but you can always check in, get the notification. We start at 2 o'clock early on Saturdays, so got a lot of streaming tomorrow. Today, this is the greatest thing about the Kennel Club is that you can play here. It doesn't cost you anything. No extra celebrities to be on our feature table. And if you play well, you can make it to the final table and tell all your friends, this is what I do. It's fun stuff.
and you know what? It's a way to get some of your family members that may not be familiar with poker or have played a lot. They get, their foot in the door in a sense and say, okay, this is what this is all about. You get to talk about strategy. They learn how to play. Maybe they take a chance to come here and play. So,
Right. It's a lot of good things. I mean, we're located at 1111 North Congress Avenue, West Palm Beach, Florida, right across from the International Airport. Google Maps knows where we're at. If you having a hard time finding us, we're conveniently located to 95. I think it's exit 68 or something, Belvedere. But come on, play. Cash games downstairs. That'd be $203,642. And we got our progressives, and we have our high hands every 15 minutes. So there's that bonus, and then 15K end of the month. I mean, there's so much going on.
there's
in this
so
place.
many promotions to take
It's
advantage of.
amazing.
And, guys, with the bad beat this high, this is the time to play cash.
I think I'm going to give my 2-week notice. I'm going to come play with everybody. So we're going to take a little break here. This is the time to get your snacks. We're going to do handemonian clips, and then we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Thank you, guys.
Sell here, gonna raise it up to 6,500 with the king 9.
He's been opening a bunch, Basel. He's been getting a bunch of really good cards. As you saw, he had the ace-king suited. Before that, he had a bunch of pocket pairs.
Maybe heads up to this flop. Deuce 3-5. Neither player connecting. King high of Basel still in the lead.
A diamond there, one diamond on the flop.
Check, check. Another diamond.
The power of the back doors.
This is where I'd expect. I was going to say I would expect the bet from Paul there in a way. I went check, check on the flop. Now you pick up the.
Right.
But instead,
I'd imagine a call, at least.
What's the bet here? 8K into 17.
Raise. Nice.
26,000.
Wow.
Okay.
It's another way to play it.
It is. It's going to get through, too.
All in.
Oh, is it going to get through?
Wow.
Whoa. What did we just see there?
Wait a sec, man. Is that even possible? What?
Small blind, big blind.
Wow.
It's a hell of a play. He had king 9 there.
Here?
All right, so blind versus blind here. We're going to see Mike limping in with the king 5 of clubs, and Georgia will happily check the 7 deuce.
Yeah. Oh, she flops gold. Wow. And now Mike's going to lead
And
into her.
even better, Mike's going to lead in. He does have a flush
Oh,
draw
that's
here.
true.
So
That
this
is
an
true.
action flop.
Yeah, it could be. She just says, okay, I got, and then
And
she
yeah,
whispered in his ear, I got a deuce. She
her
leaned
coming
in.
over the top.
Oh, no! 7 deuce for the both. This is one of the hands. What the hand are we on?
Wow.
This is crazy. I don't know.
What do you mean you?
What number is this hand?
Which shows up in a little bit. All right, we got 10,000 bet here. Georgia's standing up just to make sure she sees
she's
what.
like, that is what I'm looking at. That's
Yeah.
a 7.
No, I know, but it shows in the beginning of the hand.
She doesn't raise. Lets him, you know what? Let the player dunk off of the rest of his chips.
And look at this small betting by Mike here, too.
Right. All right, she's like, enough is enough. Yeah, he calls. Now, how can you not fall
Yeah.
through there? Oh, man, 7 deuce. He's like, what in the world? I got eliminated.
That
with
progressed
that.
a lot slower, too, than I thought it would. It like kept betting like 5,000,
Yeah.
10,000.
Small blind versus
But
big
eventually
blind.
it gets all in as we imagined it would with full house against second nut flush.
And he's still stunned about it. He's like, what? That's a revolving chair for sure.
Yep. Yeah, so Thomas first here. He's well, Thomas is first. He'll fold. Now we're to Israel.
Right.
Well, look at what Diana's got behind him. Kings
Oh,
for Diana.
king, yes. Let's get max value here. She looks at the clock where the blinds are at. We're at 3-5. I want to get value, 15K. Oh, never mind. All in. No value at all.
Yeah, she's still. I mean, blinds at 3-5-5.
Oh, my God. New
Whoa.
player sits down to aces. He says, I guess I call. Cooler City. What?
Wow.
Is that even legal? Oh, man. Brutality right there.
What a table change for David right now. Still going to have to hold up here, but great shape.
6 tray 7 flop it sure is.
Spades, though.
Oh, spade for king
Diana.
spade. Brick on the
No,
river
7 of
7.
hearts.
Good
So
game,
David going
Diana.
to knock out Diana there.
You know, sometimes in a tournament you wait all day for kings.
Yeah, that's what they call the.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that was a quick break. I don't know if that was a shortened break or not, but welcome back. Feels like we never left. I mean, that break was like 2 minutes. I think they color up and they killed the clock. But here it is, Dave with king 10 in the small blind versus Frenchie's 5 deuce. Raises and takes down the blinds. I mean, we can see the whole cards were like that, but a lot of the times, if you raise from either position, a good-sized raise can take down the pot. Sometimes you raise into a good hand, and that happens as well. So, I mean, be cautious of how you do it. But the majority of the time, if you're raising, the other person doesn't have anything. So you could win a pot that could be uncontested. The blinds have gone upward, 10K, 15K. A lot of the same players from the feature table are still here. We're down to 11 players if you look at the top right-hand corner. 166 entries. It was a $130 buy-in, deep stack, 10K guarantee. We crushed it. We had 16,600 in the prize pool today. First place playing over 4,000. It's $4,482. Second place, 2,770, and almost 2K for third place. So there is a raise from Joe, Queen 9 of diamonds. Makes it 100K. Doesn't give Frenchie a chance. He folds. So Frenchie had a small fold twice, the big blind and small blind. There's your aggression factor. Just missed out. The break was quick.
Man, you all move quick.
I almost went solo, Brendan.
Man, you all move quick.
I could have stopped and wait at you. I was like, how'd it go?
I'm like, surely our staff is not that fast. They are. So we're down to 11.
Aggression factor. It's a little different than VPIP.
With Frenchie already taking the lead.
Of course.
In that arena.
Expect anything, yeah. Mid raise here to 30,000. Joey bag of donuts, Queen 8. Not Joey Dolan's. So we have 3 players to the flop. 10, Queen Jack. Oh, no, it says heads up. I thought it was
Joey flopping the world.
Yeah.
Combo draw. Broadway draw and a Queen High flush draw.
And
take
takes
that down
it
uncontested.
Too many outs. Switching dealers. Switching decks as well. Are you a right-handed or left-handed dealer?
Right-handed.
Me too. I don't do well with left-handers. I don't know why.
I hate dealing to the left side.
Oh, no, I wasn't worried about that.
No, I know. I'm just saying no. Left, no, right. You're like, when you see a left-handed dealer, you're like, what is this? What is this magic?
And just to reiterate what I just said about the payouts, there they are in front of your screen. You can see them for yourself.
$4,482 up top of first place, and 10th place being $324.
Yeah, the pay
AKA
jumps, the
play
pay
for
jumps
first.
Start right around 6th place, 5th, 7th. The big pay jumps, like 9th and 10th at the same amount of money. So
play tournaments to win.
Correct.
That's where all the equity is.
Right. So your main objective is to have all the chips in front of you. So which way you do that is by losing the minimum and winning the most when you have those good hands.
Or just be Dave and just run good.
He runs good. Listen, that's one style. King 5, he listens to you. He's like, that's not
He's
part
like,
of my,
nope.
not part of my repertoire.
Not good enough for me.
Joe taking my approach, small blind raising. Well, he does have 9s. But let's say it's 7-5 there. A raise would have took down the pot,
Lee not going anywhere.
Who's not? Lee not going anywhere?
With 9s.
Correct. I mean, with the hand is his hand.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
bad hand. Yeah, no, you're right. 7-5.
We colored up. We got off the $1,000 chips. Now the yellow chips are in play are 25K. So the red ones are 5K. The yellow ones are 25K. So 4 yellow chips are 100K. If you keep that in your mind.
You've made it when the yellows come out.
Yes, sir. This is our daily Friday tournament. So if you miss this Friday, if you're in the area, you think you can play better than these opponents, come on down. 130 buy-in, doesn't break the bank. It's one of those tournaments. It's good for practice. It's good if you run good. If you cash for first place, I mean, $4,000.
For sure. And there's plenty of things to do. If it doesn't go well, plenty of of food options. We have a nightly tournament at 6:15, and plenty of cash games with a million promotions going on downstairs. So,
And with that saying, Joey went all in here, 465K. That's an oversized bet there.
big bet.
I mean, it's polarized. It's either the nuts or nothing at all.
Takes it down without seeing a flop. So I believe we're going to be, we're 10-handed now. We're going to go 5 and 5.
Ooh, yeah, balance out those
We have
tables.
a final table bubble.
Final table bubble. That's true, technically speaking.
And I believe Jeff Carlton is still in, is one of these 10 players.
You
one
see
of our
him when you
regulars.
walk around? Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, I believe, is still in. And some other regulars that I recognize.
Not too many coolers today. We saw that one hand, but everything has been up and up, straightforward.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're 5-handed on the table. That means your ranges should really open up here. When normally on a 9-handed, 10, 8-handed table, you play a little tighter, but now that you're 5-handed, you can play hands like King 9, King 8, or Queen Jack that you might not play with a lot of players behind you. So we have Frenchie in his hand, King 6 in the big blind, and Joey with 7-5 from the small blind. Joey surrenders.
Doesn't want to try to hit the gutter.
Frenchie was turning his hand into the bluff, but King High was good there.
Yeah, 5-handed, you're forced to get a little uncomfortable.
A little, because the blinds come around.
Because you're going to blind out if you're, yeah.
And if you read that marquee on the bottom, it says, don't forget to like and subscribe. But you can also share. I mean, that's one part of it. Sharing is caring. Like, follow, and subscribe. All the 3 things. Doesn't cost you a cent. If you're a Twitch Prime member or Amazon Prime member, you go watch Twitch for free every month. I subscribe. It's free with your Amazon Prime edition. A lot of people, like you said, YouTube was really a lot of our viewers come from YouTube.
YouTube's great for content.
Yep. Free to watch. 7s versus Queen.
And Lee
4.
just flopping a set after raising
And-
7s under the
and
gun.
Joe
flopping
thinks
top pair.
Might be good there. All the
Go
clubs.
Check.
Yeah.
Lee decides to slow play and then gets Joe to shove, and he's not. He's never folding. Oh man!
I was just saying there wasn't too
And
many
he's dead.
coolers, and this is one of them.
Oh man!
Yeah, there's no card that can help for Joe, so
And he's gonna end up boating up.
overkill. Didn't need that.
Got
Didn't need the river.
max
but
value.
I know when that flop came out that Joe probably thought he was good.
And he just
top
was
pair.
scared about getting run out on by a.
No, he checked for deception. Lee checked
Right.
back.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. He checked once he checks back the flop, and Joe sees the turn. He's worried about getting outdrawn.
Right, so
by
he's
a
all
random
in, right?
club or
Right, trying to get the flush draw off the hand,
Right.
possibly. Ooh, man.
I love the check back on that flop.
From Lee's part,
From
right?
Lee, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it worked out because now we're at the final table. What hand was that? Do you know? Do you remember?
It was like 76-ish, I think.
Ganja Guru, thanks for joining us. So I finally won 2 tickets. The last 2 days of the $1 million free roll. Sweet. Good luck to you, my friend.
Congrats, brother.
Yeah, it's always nice to
Going
win a
good.
ticket into a tournament that could profit, make some money, come back with a good story.
So shortly we will have a full table. Back to 9-handed. Curious to see who will be joining us.
Well, you said that, Jeff.
Well, I know Jeff is still in.
Right.
But I didn't remember the
Lee only has to move 1 spot. That's always nice when you have those chips.
running good.
Joe didn't have to go anywhere. He got the same seat. Trying to get all those chip counts right for the restream. Final table, folks. It's the final table. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. You play poker with headphones? Do you listen to music?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Wow.
Do not. I just don't. I don't trust myself to pay attention enough, and I don't want to annoy the dealer. Like, hey man, it's on you. Hey man, it's on you. I'm not that guy. I don't want to be a speed bump.
All right. You wish to go to Vegas. You two meet. I mean, listen, that's one of the things I still got planned. There's still a lot of poker going on. It's going to be a close one. I mean, the main event starts first week of July, so you never know. There's a free ticket to the main. Oh, sweet. Guy doing a shootout, 1,500. Nice. That's some beautiful things. Oh, there's our Steve. Look at that. He made it to the table. There's Jeff there.
Yep.
C9. Finally got a lady on the table, too. She's a little short stack, but she made it.
Frenchie staying in the same spot.
Frenchie didn't move. Joe didn't move. Lee moved over one seat. Jim moved to seat 1. So
I am
a little of a mixture.
Very much looking forward to Jeff and Frenchie being blind buddies in this dynamic.
Right.
Those two going at it now. And Frenchie's on his left.
Right.
I foresee him putting him in a difficult spot at some point.
Ganja, like you said, some people don't listen. Some people, for a long period of time, and I myself,
Yeah, Ganja, I get it. Some people are capable. I just give them more credit. I'm not good enough to multitask like that.
No, but one of the things when you don't distract yourself is actually you pay attention to the table a lot more.
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead if you want to read them out.
Yeah, we got Lee coming in as our final table chip leader with 710K.
After the last hand.
After that last hand, and then Linda's going to be our short stack at 85K, sitting at roughly 6 big blinds.
Yeah.
So she's going to, and she's coming into the big blinds. So she's going to have to make a move in a hurry.
Let's go. Don't even look at your whole cards.
Yeah,
all in blind.
Unfortunate table draw for her. But hopefully she can wake up with something. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. 8-3 off under the gun. So it looks like her fate's going to be left up to the dealer. Yep, she'll let that one go. Jeff, Silver Fox, one of our regulars. King 10 certainly in his range.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
And Frenchie right behind him.
Oh, like you said, yeah.
Foreshadowing. And Jeff does, in fact,
50K.
open 50K.
2 yellow chips. Oh,
Frenchie gets out of the way. That's some respect. Oh, that is interesting.
First hand of the table.
Trying to feel it out a little bit.
Yeah, he could be having something better than he was.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I see you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Commanding that respect and just takes it down. I don't think I've ever taken a pot down just raising with King 10.
Right off the rip.
Like, I always get put in a tough spot. Like, no, you're going to get 3-bet.
Yeah.
And now Linda, a very important hand for her with the big blind in the ante.
God's just saying he doesn't listen to music, but sometimes he does get a podcast in there to keep some calm or
I get that.
deflect some of the. You know what? Listen, I mean, there are a lot of downtime in poker, and if you don't have something to keep you occupied, sometimes you just start playing a lot of hands.
I mean, I do go on my phone a lot.
Okay.
You know, checking scores and doing sports betting and stuff like that, but I can't, as far as music's concerned, I can't do it because I'll just miss too much.
All right.
I'll have to keep taking out my headphones. What's the bet?
Right.
What's this? I don't want to do that.
At least you know. I mean.
Yeah. I won't pay attention well enough to do it.
Right.
And now Dexter waking up under the gun with pocket kings.
How does he play this hand? Dave with 9s here could cost him some chips.
Unfortunate for Linda in the big. She's
she get away from her hand.
running into two. Yeah, going to have to fold half of her stack.
Just a flat call from, look at that set mining right here.
Yeah,
just a
Linda's
60K with 9s. No re-raise. Don't want to bloat the pot up here.
First time Dave's been behind pre-flop.
If it's a low flop, he could lose some chips. He still can get away from the hand now. Safe flop for Dexter.
Yep. Pot's 160K. See what sizing he goes with.
2 fists.
Looks like he's betting full pot.
Yep.
Almost full pot. And now Dave, I guess, do you just fold?
Yeah, you just open fold.
You just let it go.
You catch a set. I mean, you kind of know you're behind there.
You know it's.
I like Ganja's
chances are you're behind, and he does show the kings.
Ganja's response
Builds the image firsthand that he's played.
Okay, now I'm going to say Ganja's response to his phone etiquette is that if he doesn't have something to do, he's in all these hands, and I know that about Ganja. It's true. Sometimes idle hands just start, I got to do something. My patience has grown over the years, though. I mean, one thing in poker, I don't try to force it. I mean, I do bluff. I do call, but there's some times, I mean, if it's not coming, I just don't force it because they say poker's a lot of like farts. If you got to force it, it's just what?
That's one way to put it.
Have you heard that one before?
No, I want to. Yeah,
that's what I say. If you got to force it, most of the time it's shit. Yeah. Poker's a game. In flow, things go well. You know, you catch cards. You got to have hands. Momentum has to come your way. There are downtimes, though. You can go card dead for an hour or 2 hours sometimes, and it's hard for the mind to comprehend that the variance of poker. Like, you're not going to get these good hands like Dexter back to back.
Dexter just waking up with kings and jacks. That's not the norm, everybody. Yeah, because what happens is you go card dead, especially in a tournament, and then you look down at king jack offsuit, and
Think
you're
it's
like,
a monster.
you're never folding it.
Right. It's true. Here's
yeah,
the
it's
flop.
trying to stay level-headed.
Ace 10-4, not the best flop. It went check. Another ace makes you feel good.
Great card for Dexter, to be honest.
Wow, they're just checking it down?
Yeah, and now Dexter going to go for some value.
Yeah, it's like, I can beat that.
It's like jacks are certainly good here.
Unless Jim had king 10, then you couldn't. 50K. And
he calls
call.
with king high.
Well, Jim thought his king there was chopping. He thought,
he was playing for the
aces
chop.
and tens with a king. Yeah, so nope. Jacks beat tens, and Dexter got an extra 50K in value there.
Maybe beating a counterfeit pair. Eights or nines, but
6 tray suited.
Oh, I know. That's what happens. Look, I've been so carded forever. Surely I'm due to hit something.
Right.
Whenever a player says they're due, I'm like, buddy, just go home. Don't ever use that word in poker. You're never due.
It's kind of funny though, because I've seen the progression of when he used to play a long time ago, reckless.
Yeah.
And then when you wreck your bankroll, then you change your style a little bit, and then he's good, really good play. So
rock bottom's a great teacher.
Yeah,
it sure is. Poker is a long-term game. It is one long session.
If you look at it the right way, it is.
It is one long session.
There are some good days and there are some bad days, but the most. I try not to be results oriented. I try to play the best that the situation occurs. Like, you get your money good sometimes. You're going to lose. You're going to get your hand sucked out, But if you play the hand right, then you should be proud of yourself, even if you win or lose.
That's all that matters, man.
Yeah, I think just trying to play the best you can play. There it is. Jeff raising from the big line.
Jeff never checking back an ace in the big. Not like him.
Dexter's like, my hand's suited. I'm going to call.
Wow.
Talk about the 7-4.
That's a hefty bet sizing, too. That's a large portion of Jeff's stack.
Here's your flop, 10-10 king.
And that's a great flop for Jeff's range.
Check C-bet. Wins every time. 65K.
And he's going to keep betting. I like it. Good play from Jeff.
Sure.
Knowing that's a better flop for him.
And Jeff with a little bit, I want to throw my phone in too.
Yeah, Jeff known for blaming the dealers.
Your chip count, Lee's still the chip leader. It was 700K. Must feel nice. Linda got through the blinds, now with 3 big blinds.
She is in the danger zone. Gonna need some help.
Critical zone, yeah, for sure. I wonder how if Sir Police he threatened me.
Sir, yeah. we have video evidence of this. Lee waking up with kings. The Sunrun continues, sitting at 700K, and he's going to open to 55,000.
Ganja made a good point right here. It's like sometimes you got to know that there's always tomorrow. The poker's not going away.
That's it, man.
If you're having a bad session, sometimes the best thing you could do is wrap it up. Come back another day. Come back with a fresh mind. It's so hard. We always want to win back, though.
But right, and it's even if you don't want to leave, just take a walk.
We talked about that too.
Right, take a 10-minute walk. Yeah, it's not going to hurt.
Yeah, the chair's never going anywhere. Get off the chair.
Poker's not going anywhere. If you're not in the right headspace, and you have the ability to leave, not like a tournament.
And who normally cooks and tells us what she's making is fasting tonight.
Oh, that's such a based comment. I love that.
So
fasting is so good.
No food recipes.
Fasting is the way. It really is.
This is the way.
At least intermittent fasting.
Yeah, it's good for everybody. Cleanses the body.
It's so good.
Mind. Yeah. Thank you, man. How you doing tonight? Thanks for chiming in.
Yeah, Eric, one of our dealers and one of our table games dealers, said, "Food is a scam." That's how we put it.
It's the biggest addiction.
It is a scam.
We're all addicted to food.
We eat way more than we need to.
Yeah. Well, we eat for pleasure as well, though.
That's the problem, and comfort.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm guilty of that. Probably ordering a pizza later.
Small blind Frenchie here, ace tray, raises to 30K, and Jim folds.
It's an interesting final table.
The dynamics?
Right, because we got a good mix of regulars.
Uh-huh.
I have not seen Lee play, but up to this point he's played great. I'm not familiar with Lee very well, but I know Steve, I know Jeff very well. Linda is a tournament regular as well. She does play cash. Occasionally I see her downstairs.
Just waiting for two
And Frenchie, a player that I've never seen up until today, and he's got some chops.
Yeah, mixing it up.
And Dave, another guy, another regular I've known for a long time.
Yeah. Joey with ace tray, offsuit, raises to 50K, middle position. Interesting enough. Trying to get through the blinds.
Right, and you don't always have to just leave, but, rein it in a little bit. Make sure your head's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. I mean, sometimes you can play back and get your chips back, and it always feels good to come from a loss to a break-even or win. But the mental game of poker is so important that people understand, though. I mean, if you're not feeling good, you're never going to play right.
For sure. And it's a huge leak. I get, because it could be annoying, like you drive all the way somewhere and you play and, if you're tired, like that's one leak, playing tired, not getting good amount of sleep the night before.
Sleep is crucial.
If I would have tracked my sessions where I know I didn't sleep well, I lose an absurd amount playing tired. I believe we had
Steve's yeah, he did it right. It was exposed card. Trust the dealer. So what happens is the next card goes to the next player. Steve doesn't get the next card, so he did it right. We can argue about this.
It happens.
Yeah.
Knuckleballs happen. And the stream cards do get a little sticky sometimes.
And Ganja going out a little bit.
Is this a pizza argument? Or is this a poker headspace argument?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Do you set a stop loss when you play cash?
I play as long as I'm feeling comfortable.
I like that.
And sometimes if I'm up in 2 hours, I just take the win, go home. I don't mind. I know there's a cashier, and sometimes that's the goal. And whenever my bell goes off in my head, bing, 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 I just leave.
That's good, man. And every player kind of has their own, I think, gauge or their tolerance for that.
Yeah.
Like for me, like if I was 2 full buy-ins, I'm probably leaving.
You should.
Because I know that on my third board, I'm probably not going to play as well as I should. I'd rather just wait till tomorrow. But I like your point. Like, even if I'm up, if I'm playing well and the table is good, I want to stay as long as possible.
You're supposed to. That's the whole point. When you're running good, don't be afraid of your losses because that's when you make the most money.
That's when you make, right.
But you got to be protective because there's always that point when you're not going to win any more money and then you're just giving it back, and that's
right
the opposite of the goal. And so it takes years to get that feel.
I totally agree. So. And I like what you said, too, is like some days, you know what, you're 2 hours in and you're up a little bit. You don't feel like playing anymore, leave.
Yeah.
I totally like, because there is something to be said about just booking a win, too.
Right.
Even though it's like, yeah, you're just going to come back tomorrow, but like there is something to be said about just booking a win.
For sure. It's good for momentum. It's good for your morale.
For sure.
And then you always say to yourself, I can build confidence, like 200 here, 200 there, 300 there. That adds up.
It absolutely does.
Adds up.
It absolutely does.
And I don't care what people say. Like, I don't hit and run. Like, I don't win the first hand and go, that's it.
I don't do that either.
Which is unethical, but you can if you wanted to. It's not a home game. But I am also the player that if I feel like the game has changed or I feel like my cards have start like on a downswing, then I just like don't want to give the money away. I'm taking it with me. That's my goal.
There's nothing. Yeah,
So,
there's nothing wrong with it. I don't hit and run either,
call me what you want.
unless it's like because I try not to even play when I know that I have obligations in like an hour or two.
Yeah.
I don't even want to play, because then I feel like I try to force it. You know what I mean? Because I know if I'm only gonna be playing for an hour or two. But I like your headspace. Play when you want to play.
Yeah, and if I'm down sometimes and I know the game is good and I feel like I'm playing all right, I'm going to put more money into the pot. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But if there's a chance and I feel like things are going my possible way, I'm just going to play. You know, like.
And think about all the times you're playing cash on a bad table and you see a good table next to you and you want to go over so bad and you can't.
Right.
Like now you're at the good table.
Right.
This is like what you've been waiting for. Make the most of it. If you lose, you lose. If he sucks out, it is what it is. But, you know, your equity is so much higher on an action table.
Yeah, that's the point.
More bang for your buck.
I agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of table talk now. Before it was quiet and we got some people like Jeff and Steve. And the table is livened up.
And I am strictly pepperoni on my pizza, preferably a pan pizza. Maybe stuffed crust. If I've been fasting for like 2 days and I can afford the calories, I'm getting stuffed crust.
Ganja Guru talking about bankroll management when he comes into a game. It's always good to have 2 or 3 buy-ins in your pocket.
Yep.
You play more comfortable that way, so that's really nice. Some months ago, I lost 2 with aces, had 15 left, and dealer's got the deck in full yoga pose. That's funny. Jeff diving into the personal.
Jeff's just, man, he's a wild card. He really is.
She's a big blind now. I mean, this hand or next hand, she's got to get it in.
This is go time for Linda. Any two.
Wrong time for Jeff to pose up a conversation.
Well, good luck to Linda.
Let's go, everybody. Linda. Now would be a great time for a walk, but Jim has other ideas with pocket nines.
With a pretty good hand. Got to bump it up. Force Linda to commit. Now she's getting a good price, too.
Dave comes along the high small blind. No, Dave folded. This is she's all in. Yeah, we knew she was gonna be all in.
And I don't believe we see these whole cards correctly, right? The small blinds cards yet?
Yeah, that's Joey.
Yeah.
We don't know what his whole cards are, but he has 3 ways to a flop here. 2, 5, 7.
Dave, what a flop 2 pair.
Dave in the hijack. If he tried to play the hand, would have had 2 pair. Now, Jim trying to isolate here, bets 50K, gets a raise.
Oof, and Linda does not want to see that.
No, as Linda. Okay, now the graphics trying to catch up here.
Okay, Linda had 8. Oh, wow, and she had ace king.
Ah, man.
That sucks.
That does suck. Still not over, though. We
No,
got 2
it's
cards
not.
to
Well,
come.
Joey flopped top set.
Oh, then it is over.
She needs running wheel.
Take my words back.
She needs running wheel.
Yeah. Ganja like plain cheese. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
For a long period of time, I used to love mushrooms and onions on my pizza.
I can't do it.
Combos,
Mushrooms, that's
so
like
good.
my mushrooms.
You eat mushrooms in
No,
general?
I can't do it.
All right, so Joey bets out the pot, wins a side pot, and now
Yep,
she's
she
like,
knows
this
she's
sucks.
drawing to a miracle.
Yeah,
She needs runner wheel. That's not going to do it.
there it is. Yep.
Joey's top set will hold. Scoops down a
Set
nice
of
pot.
sevens. Nice hand.
And we will have a dead small blind. So Linda eliminated in 9th place for $399.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet, yeah.
Got to the final table.
But did make it to final.
You know, card that
Cards didn't go her way. What are you going to
Right.
do?
Yeah, and it finally wakes up a premium.
ace king and-
Don't have enough chips in your stack to get off a player, and then sevens comes along with a ride in the small blind and hits a set.
So every player guaranteed 500. And we play on.
A lot of the stacks are kind of even there. I mean, it's not like one person running away with the show.
Oh, it's anyone's game. It's
Right.
anyone's game right now. And Dave's played short all day. He's not afraid of that.
Yeah.
If he does happen to get short.
Dave is laddering up, though. I mean,
He was down to what, 13,000 chips?
17K was the lowest I
17K?
think he had a
Okay.
stack at one time. And now he wakes up with Ace King, so speak of the devil. Remember, this is a 30-minute delay, so none of our comments.
I did not know that this was going to happen, I promise.
And
Guy
it
just
says,
saying he preferred cheese pizza. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I respect it.
good cheese pizza goes a long way.
I mean, yeah, especially if you're up north and you got that real good pizza,
Yeah, not
plain
real
is
good
like
pizza.
is
in
the way to
Florida.
do it. You don't ruin it with all these toppings, you know.
You like thin slice, or you go over deep dish?
Oh, deep dish all day. I'm
Oh,
from
yeah?
Chicago. I'm born in Chicago. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm deep dish all day.
I wish there was a good deep dish place around here, but they're not.
It's
And
hard to find.
It's not the same. People don't understand though. Like the dough is different than regular pizza.
For
It's-
sure.
It's like a pie almost.
It's a cake.
Yeah.
It is. You need a fork and knife.
Right.
Yep. That's what I want. And I'm usually limited to just pepperoni. I'll do some sausage once in a while, but if I'm eating deep dish, I either want just cheese or pepperoni.
You don't like a veggie pizza?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
no. Not my thing.
Good.
Nope. Like, why ruin it?
Giordano's, what's it called?
Giordano's. Yeah, so you know.
Yeah,
That's the
I saw
spot.
Yeah, they're Lou Malnati's.
Lou Malnati's are both really good. I prefer, yeah, they're both really good.
$70 for 2 pies. I used to
Yep.
pay for it, but
And shoot, if you're going there to eat at the restaurant, you're waiting at least an hour.
well, yeah, I would just order it.
Just order it, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had Giordano's in a long time. They do have one. Okay, fun fact.
Hey, looky here and there. Oh!
Whoa.
You guys at
So
home?
this is why you guys do stream.
You guys at home didn't get the drive-by from Felice.
Fun fact, last time I was in Vegas with Jeff Carlton, we
Yeah.
ate at Giordano's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they have
Yep,
one there.
that was the last meal I had with Jeff. They got one right next to the World Series.
Heads up, 2 players.
That's usually my first stop if I ever go out to Vegas. I go right to Giordano's.
Oh, sweet. Jack, ace 8 on the flop. Dexter fires a bet. 9 high, no good.
What'd you show, honey?
Oh,
Just
ace
shows
jack,
a,
2
just
pair.
shows top 2.
2? Oh, ace king.
Oh, ace king. Okay.
All right, just as good, though.
Still a premium. Okay, this is the spot that I wanted to see. Jeff in the small blind, Frenchie in the big blind.
Ganja says you want to like the deep dish. Never eaten. Have you had it though? I mean, try it
Buddy, you
first.
don't knock it until you try it.
Yeah.
Man. And I'm talking, you got to be in Chicago when you have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
It's
nothing
like
in Florida that can.
like the Orlando one. You know, I haven't been there, but I'm assuming it's not the same.
Not even close. Uno's or whatever it is.
Homemade pizza is also underrated, and I agree.
Oh man,
You can make a fire homemade pizza.
I saw this video on Facebook, or no, YouTube. Guy making the dough 24 hours. You know, looks so fresh. Raise it up, 60K worked last time. So you gotta try again. King 10 from Dave.
Blind sitting at 10, 15K.
In
8
early
players
position.
left.
Dave's posture after raising doesn't give away any information.
Yep, stoic, veteran.
Jeff folded.
King Queen
A
gets
better
out of the
hand.
way.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, you don't know it at the time.
The benefit of aggression.
Yeah.
Take it down without seeing a flop.
Aggression and in position, so it's
Yep.
kind of hard to call Jeff's spot. When you have more chips and you're running good, you can make those random calls, you know. King, Queen sounds like a good hand. Okay, so Ganja's from Chicago. I lived there
Interesting.
for like 7 months. I lived in the city, LaSalle Division, the bar district. I opened up a bar there, and man, they got some good food in Chicago.
Oh my gosh, bro. I mean, it's everywhere too. That's the thing. I mean, you got a random stand in the middle of the street. Amazing food.
Right. I used to play chess on Michigan Lake.
That's awesome, man.
I used to think
I didn't know
played
that.
chess. Oh, there's some players that
Oh, they probably played it all day, man.
geniuses.
Oh, they're so
Crazy.
good. Yep, you sit down with some sweet little old man, he's just gonna freaking make you look like an idiot.
Savants.
For sure. Oh yeah, that's all they do.
Yeah. It's like the New York players that play in the park They're so good. Silver Fox on the dealer button races the 50K with Ace King. Oh no, sorry.
Steve open
raised.
under the gun +1 with Queen 9 suited. Now
Yeah.
Jeff's gonna reshove.
That's
with
a
big
hand
slick on the button.
That's a hand I like to see. See, I like to live and die with Steve. I mean, Ace Queen. Steve said, "Yeah, let's go."
Steve calls.
Queen 9, not gonna be pushed over.
He's trying to knock out Jeff. He's out for blood here.
That's maybe personal.
I sense a little player history here. These two are regulars.
Yeah, loosey goosey call.
Queen 9.
All right, 4-4-6 is good
Clean
for
for
Ace
Jeff
King.
so far. Has the diamonds covered too.
8.
Does
All
hold.
right, safe. So 2 pairs Ace High wins. Oh, he's from here, lived in Chicago. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading this quickly while trying to watch the poker.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not good at balancing both. But the deep dish pie, that's fair, man. I get it. And listen, there's some. I've had some amazing thin crust pizza.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock it. I totally understand that people prefer it. It's just not my preference.
Right.
You know, I'm either a pan pizza or like a Detroit style. You know.
I can go for a good New York slice. But homemade, Ann says, though, nothing beats homemade anything.
But see, my thing is like thin pizza. It could be awful too.
Doesn't fulfill
That's
you?
the thing. No, like it can be really, really good. But you can also mess that up. Like I've never had a bad deep dish pizza.
Okay.
You know, or Detroit style.
Yeah, if you say so.
I've had some really bad.
It's a different, though. It's a whole
like
different.
some places down here that'll call it a New York slice, and it's just not a New York slice.
Right. Some people don't like deep dish, and I can understand because it's not really pizza. Like it's like a more.
It's a little over. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I get that.
He
Yeah,
likes
see, Sicilian, I love. See, you're crazy, man. We're gonna have to agree to disagree, but I respect it.
Each his own.
To each his own. I'm not gonna knock you for your pizza preferences.
Right. So what made Steve made that call there, huh? Queen 9 of clubs. Just
Feel like you're getting bullied.
possibly, right? Hoping he had
Yeah, I don't know, because you're not. I mean, you know, you're not beating anything. You're praying your life.
Not much. Yeah, not much. So, but now he's aggressive, throwing the big blinds in there. You can tell by his demeanor.
He's like, he's trying to. He's angry. He's trying to take us down.
Oh, well, you know, he had Jeff covered in chips. He had way more chips. So that makes sense, though. I mean, he had over 600K in chips. He still has 500K in chips now. So maybe he was playing that bounty style. Take out a good player. Your cards rely.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. You get that feeling sometimes, you know, and every once in a while you hit, and then you look like a genius.
You're like, you know what? I'm folding too much. You know, folding too much of my equity.
Right. The blinds have just gone up 10K, 20K.
Price of poker going up.
But you also need those gifts in a tournament, though, when someone calls you down
You
light.
sure do.
Yeah.
You sure do. You take it every time.
It's risky.
You take it every time.
But, yeah.
Would you rather try to double up on a flip or when you're a 2-1 favorite? You know what I mean?
As long as the chips go my way, I don't care how they get there.
Right. It's you. Yeah. You got to accumulate chips somehow. I'd rather be a huge favorite when my chips are in the middle.
Kinds of things. He's playing online poker. Yeah, those there. It's true.
Poker
Queen
stars.
9,
Yeah, I've seen
they were
that.
suited. They're good hands. They're good hands. They crack aces sometimes. I seen
Those
people
suited
call
hands.
with Jack 10.
Like
Like
people, they look better than they are. That's what the dealers that deal ultimate and they, 3-card poker or ultimate in the pit say. You don't realize how hard it is to hit a flush until you deal ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just, they're seeing all 5 cards. How rare it is to hit one.
Right.
It's very hard to make a flush.
Dave on the button. Jack 9. Choo choo.
I like it. I like it.
All
The
in.
blinds are getting up there. Full T on the button with a good hand. Playable hand.
Everyone folds to you. You got 2 players to get
Yep,
through.
and those are valuable annies.
Good odds.
I like the shove.
Yeah, picking up a pot. Like we talked about this earlier. You gotta steal those blinds sometimes.
You have to. You're not going to win a tournament without stealing some blinds.
There is a quote that says, "Sometimes you have to go out on a limb because that's where all the fruit's at."
I like it. It adds up.
Detroit is one of the homes for the best pizza, Ann says. Now let's talk about pizza.
I know, man.
I gotta go.
This is not good for my diet.
Ann is
My
fasting
attempted
today.
diet. I had eggs today. I'm starting great. And it looks like my night is going to end
Frenchie has quieted down. You know, like since he got to the table, his image has changed. And Jim here with Ace King is going to take a stab at it. Ace King has been a monster so far, winning 100% of the time. I don't think it's been beaten once. Rochester, New York, #1 for pizza. It's something in the water. It's in the water, you know. They make the good pizza.
That's what they all say.
So while we're dealing with this hand, remember, folks, we have a progressive going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today is Friday. There's 8. Well, there was 8 progressives left. 7, 8, 9, 10 straight flushes. If you hit any of those, to pay $600. King High is only $400, and then 3 of the Royals are left. The 2 of those for $2,500 if you hit a Royal today in either spades or diamonds.
So if you didn't come in second place in the tournament today for $2,700, you can hit a Royal and make $3K.
Oh, right. Imagine you got knocked out like third place and you're like upset, and then you go down and hit a Royal, and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
You're like, wait, I just got more than first.
Money.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's running good. Joey here at Ace Queen calls. So Frenchie, who I said has been quiet for a while, raises the 50K, gets a small blind to call, and Dexter folds the 2 unknown cards.
And now, okay, so Joey decided not to squeeze from the small.
Right.
So he's going to go out of position.
Yeah. He's going to check, and I believe with that flop, Frenchie's going to bet out. That's pretty good.
I would think,
For
yeah.
his range, it's a pretty good flop.
And he's got a backdoor straight and flush draw. Ace high could be good. Even if he knew it wasn't good, he's probably just going to bet it anyway.
Yeah, it can represent all those kind of hands,
all the
like
big
10s,
hands,
jacks.
big pairs.
Yeah, of course. So, unfortunately, that flop doesn't connect with Joey, but he's a little sticky today. Oh, he just knew it was coming.
That's how you play it.
He had a feeling, and he puts the pressure. I would have checked again to hit that monster
give him
card.
a rope, because I bet you there's a reasonable chance Frenchie finds another barrel.
I agree with you, right? That's what I was talking about earlier about trying to get max value for your big hands.
Right, and there's no flush draw available on the board. He's not going to have any of the straight draws that are out there.
Frenchie only calls with a 5, but
yeah, I think we get another barrel out of him.
Good for Joey. Whatever.
But hey,
he wants to be the chip
He made
leader.
a great call on the flop and gets rewarded for floating.
Oh, key lime pie. Why are we going to dessert? And what are you doing?
Yeah, we can't go dessert and like.
What are you doing?
I can't do both. And it's cheesecake. If I'm having dessert, I'm having cheesecake. That's just me.
You like creme brulees? Oh man, creme brulees are so good.
Yeah.
If you're talking Italian.
I'm never gonna be like ew, you know. I'll always eat it, but I prefer
a
cheesecake.
berry creme brulee. Oh man. Jim with king queen, but Dave with
right
ace
behind
queen.
him.
I see a raise
to
coming.
Find a rejam.
I see a raise coming.
And Jim just limped, actually.
Yeah,
so he's
just
most certainly getting a loose raise.
Ganja, that's what we're saying. You're supposed to check there and, you know, let the player buff off some more. But it's okay. You know, it is what it is. You take down the pot and you move on to the next one. So, probably not the best play, but not wrong.
It's not, you know, he won the hand. He made a great call on the flop by floating, so.
Yeah, just knew it was coming.
Yeah, he floated.
I love when that happens. So, Dave raises the 75K here with ace-queen. And Jim in a predicament here. It's like, I just limped in, buddy. I've done that too. When you mix your cards up, you look at peel 1 and you see an ace, and you mix it, and somehow you peel again. You're like, "Whoa, I got aces!" wait a minute. No, I don't have aces.
Nope, it's ace 4.
Miami, Tampa, best for Cuban sandwiches.
I would agree with that.
Boy, Ann's on the food
She's
topic
money
today.
Yeah, she's money. She's probably, and that's, yeah, that Miami take is probably correct.
I heard something interesting, though. The Tampa, the Cuban sandwich is not really what we think it to be, the Cuban sandwich. It was a sandwich made for workers who were Cuban. I don't want to mix it up, but that's what I heard, something like that. You know how we think it's pulled pork and
Right.
ham and cheese and whatever, but there's something to that Google will tell you.
So kind of some big hands here. So Jim ends up limping under the gun with ace queen doesn't come in for a raise.
Right, and Steve with
and now
tens.
Steve's
Jim's got to make a
fairly
move,
confident. Now what do you do here for Jim? This is kind of awkward because you don't really want to flat.
Gotcha. Miami's North Cuba. Third, it's
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
It's
you're
a
not wrong.
little
Good luck driving down there.
Cayocho and stuff. All right, Jim, what are you going to do here? Draw the line in the sand sometimes. I mean,
That's another reason I don't want to go to the Hard Rock. I hate driving down there.
Oh, yeah,
to
far
be
drive.
honest.
Well, put on some good iPads. I mean, a good podcast.
And Jim does check shove.
Yeah, you have to.
That's
you got to take a stand. You got to draw
and
a line
Steve's
in the
never
sand.
going anywhere. This is one of those spots where you're just destined to flip.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
it's King
10. Oh, wow.
Graphics were way off. That's why Jim keeps getting ace queen. Something's wrong with his graphic.
Right.
Okay, interesting.
Well, ace queen would have been great, but unfortunately,
Oh, it's the king.
No, Spike's the king, though. Pair of kings.
Man. Yeah, Steve is pissed.
Yeah, that's not the better of the two of it.
You still want that call every time, though. Going to be a huge double up for Jim.
Well, Ganja, thanks for stopping by. I do
appreciate you
that.
and as well.
Good luck in your tournament, and we'll definitely hear from you sooner or later. Yeah,
Good
you know
luck,
the
brother.
best part about Cuban sandwich is definitely the bread.
Oh,
Cuban,
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
makes or breaks the sandwich.
We had some great subs brought into us here during the Derby from Royal. I believe
Royal
Royal
makes some
subs.
good
Oh my
subs.
God, I had never had them
Shout
before.
out to Royal.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for
I
that.
think they break the bread in-house. So
The bread was
yeah.
unbelievable. So good.
Okay, this is poker/food day. Just all
I'm
the
all
food
for it.
Talk.
No, I'm starving.
It says Steve has 745K, and I don't think that's possible with the 2 losses. That's got to be a mistake somehow. Our graphics are wrong. Where's Ron when you need him?
Yeah,
What the
we
hell,
need
Steffi
our-
Mo?
All right, well, we will try to play the visual game here and try to eye this as best we can.
Steve made a raise. Got to take down this pot, though. All right, back
If
on
the
track.
graphics do end up being, the card graphics end up being incorrect, I apologize.
It happens. I mean, we're
It
only
is
human.
what it is. So blind's still at 10, 20K. Not too much blood so far on the final table. No shortage of big hands, though. There's not a lot of knockouts. And Lee with his stack is going to come in. And speaking of which, Frenchie going to shove with aces.
Oh, yeah.
And certainly going to get called because Lee
80K.
put in too much money.
For sure. I mean, a short stack like that, you got to survive.
I might have just announced or jinxed this.
You did? You think
I
King
said no
Queen?
blood so far.
Yeah.
Oh, the and King Queen says you're good. He's most definitely going to win. Oh, gutter. I'm sorry, buddy. The gutter's coming.
A queen?
Oh, the aces hold
so
somehow. Big double up for Frenchie here.
So
Not a significant hit to
the
to
Cuban
lead.
sandwich in Ybor City originated in 1800s and 1900s from the immigrations of Cuba. That's the reason why it became so popular, but it's for the working class. It was one of those kind of cheap things.
For sure. That
and
you
now
can
it's-
just, and it comes
yeah,
in handy.
Right.
Yep.
So I knew it was something.
There's a vendor in New York that makes it a point to sell, I believe it's burgers for like $1.50.
Oh, yeah?
$2,
Oh,
and he's
nice,
been there.
nice.
He's known for that. Yeah, he's like, you know what, he's retired, and he knows people need a quick go-to.
On the topic of random situations or stories, there's a guy who tries to sell gyros in New York off a corner, and the city wanted him to move, and he's paying like an astronomical amount for the rent on
For
the
the
corner
rent on the
because he's
corner.
making so much money.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
That doesn't scream America.
I know. And this sounds so good. Roasted pork, twisted pickles. Pickles are key too for the Cuban. I don't know how I can get it without it. The yellow mustard.
And he plays with you.
Frenchie says he's a foreigner. That's funny. Everyone's having fun but Steve. I don't know why. He wins, though. Takes a walk in the big line. We're still 8-handed? Wow. It's been a while.
That's what I said. There's been no blood at all since the plenty of big hands.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go
knockouts.
anywhere.
No one's going anywhere.
All right, guys. You want to chop it up?
8-way chop.
What's the chop, anyways? There were times back in the days, though, when we used to do chops, they were even. They weren't ICM, so we just like, that's how old I am. You're laughing at it, I see.
Old school.
Old school chop. Let's chop it up.
That's like you're not, that's like when you're sports betting, you're just taking straight up. You're not doing money line, you're not doing spread.
Yeah.
You're just, this team wins.
Right.
I win.
Take the money and run.
Extra with, I believe that's my favorite hand, ace-king suited.
Anne's going for a walk. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your walk.
Good talking to you, Ann. Please come back soon.
Be disciplined. Keep on to that fast. Don't cheat.
I'm definitely going to cave.
So hard. If you're fasting and all this food talk. I fast tomorrow.
Testing, yep. Testing my resilience. So just by the naked eye looking at the stacks, I mean, everyone with a semi-playable stack at the moment, so nobody in too big of a hurry to win these pots, but the blinds are going to start creeping up, so.
Yeah, I think Joey's got the chip lead right now, but they're relatively close to each other. Frenchie got lucky with a double up just a little while ago. Now has 210K and 7, so 7's kind of vulnerable hand to call, like, to raise here with.
It's an awkward spot.
Yeah.
Because it seems too good to fold.
It is.
But now you're raising such a large portion of your stack, and a lot of flops you're going to have a tough time navigating. Right, because the C-bet would be so much of your stack.
Unless everybody folds, and then
or that,
really
or
easy.
it's just life is good, and you just take it down.
But Joey's like, I'm in the big blind.
Oh, with 5-4 suited, yes, please. That's way too pretty of a hand to fold. And just slaps 2 pair.
Oh, it's so close.
Easy game.
And he checks.
Easy game. And he and 7s has to go.
And then all in.
You got to think, yep, never folding.
He's gotten this before.
Mm-hmm.
Check, snap call, 2 pair. 7's in a world of hurting right now.
2 pair and a backdoor flush draw. 7's going to need some help.
9 can counterfeit.
A 9 is another out. And we'll see if the turn brings a high card. It does.
10.
It's 9, 10, or 7.
6.
It does not get there.
That's a brick. Frenchie, it's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you for playing with us today.
He will be eliminated in 8th place, walking away with $501.
Alfredo's correct. Steve, usually, unless he's winning a pot, he's in a bad mood. I don't know why.
Permanent tilt. I get it. Poker will do that to you. Especially if you're running bad. I've been there.
The mind plays tricks on you, though.
We're
We're all running good.
It certainly does.
We're all blessed. We wake up.
You're absolutely right, brother.
If your limbs are working, come on, man. Let's
Dude,
knock it off.
You know, honestly, bro, you're right. I know you're like semi-joking, but you're right. Perspective.
It is. It's so true. I mean, listen, you focus on the blessings in your life, you'll have more blessings.
Buddy, you're living in South Florida playing poker.
It's a beautiful thing.
On a Friday.
I mean, come on.
It's freaking sunny out.
If you actually have an extra couple hundred in your pocket or whatever, and you could play, like you said.
Life is good.
Life is good, you know. Raise it up, 50K from Steve. That's how we say his name. My Alec, what's up, buddy?
What's up, brother?
And he's going to take down the pot with his raise. Good size raising. Gets a job done.
Seven-handed with relatively balanced chip stacks. So still anyone's game.
Yeah, Joey knocked out a player. His stack, he's definitely close to the 1 million mark, I would assume.
And none of these players really seem that aggressive. It seems like they're all just kind of just picking their spots wisely. And
Yeah, no one's overly aggressive.
no,
I agree with you there.
no one's trying to take control of the table or drive the action. Letting the cards do that.
My Alec has had some counters with the player. Bye. Big hearts, we love you. She didn't even look at me. She knew I was doing this.
Oh yeah,
That was crazy. You did that when
she's a dealer. She's got eyes in the back of her
That's
head.
pretty amazing.
Dealers have eyes in the back of their head. That's part
That
of
was so crazy.
That's part of the job.
For you, I can't see that Felice was dealing actually 30 minutes ago, was walking by us. Oh,
Yeah, dealers that are on break 30 minutes, we're going to see them walking through here occasionally.
Yeah, it's definitely the ones
It's like,
on the
whoa,
stream.
wait a minute. Why are you here?
You're at 2 spots at one time. The VPIP says Steve's on top here at 25%.
And if you do happen to bust this tournament,
Yeah.
feel free to hop into our nightly.
Nothing better.
That began at 6:15, so plenty of time to get in.
Do you do that, though? You 2 tournaments?
No. Nope.
Brain capacity,
That's
right?
just another preference. I'm not, because I know when I enter that second tournament after busting, I'm not in it for the long haul. I don't want to do it again.
But let's say you were playing semi-decent and then you made a mistake, and now you want to play the nighttime to correct those errors, or that's possible, right? No?
Like you're saying, if I come off a cash, like if I playing in this tournament, get knocked out in 4th place.
Yeah, the
do I go
results weren't
upstairs?
as good
But
as you
yeah,
wanted
probably
it to.
because it would still feel like house money. You just fire a bullet.
Yeah.
But
So we have Ace 8 versus King 3. Jim checks, and Steve with Ace 8. The best of the 2 hands.
pre-flop razor, gonna keep applying the pressure.
Oh,
and
look at
Jim.
Jim.
Are these graphics correct?
I know,
Are we
now
sure
we're worried,
now?
right?
I'm like, I think he has King 3.
Check all in
And
bet.
he shoves.
Good read on Steve's part here, knowing that Jim called
Good play.
lightly.
Let's go, Steve.
Knows the. Jeff saying if he was in the hand, he might have seen the river.
Good chance that Jim would have check raised the flop had he had a monster. Queen's a good
The
card for
mics
his
are
range.
so hot. Sorry about that. I tried
Sorry,
to fix
buddy.
it a little bit lower. I don't know. Can't play with too many buttons because then you won't be able to hear us. So
Sorry,
try to-
guys.
That's my fault. I'm a loud
It's all
person.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
It's gravy. It's gravy.
Dude, it's part of being a commentator, bro. You gotta have a voice.
We're 7-handed here, folks. We started with 166 players down to the final 7, all fighting for the first place money of $4,482. We don't pay in chips. We pay you in cash.
Cold, hard fiat.
And the good thing is about tournaments, like anything below 5K doesn't get reported. So
Yep. Just roll it back into a cash game. Go try to hit some promos.
Dave in the big blind, Ace 5, asking if you'd like to raise. How about all of them?
Yep, blind on blind. Jim doesn't seem like the trapping type. So
I feel like Jim might be feeling like he's getting picked on, but then Dave showed him the ace.
But hey, gotta take a stand once in a while. Dave has picked his spots well so far.
Steffi Mo, shout out to Frenchie. He did a great job.
I did enjoy
We did
having
enjoy his
Frenchie
play.
on the feature table.
He was active in
He
the
was.
beginning, and then he tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, you lose a pot or two. And
Changes
you're
your
like,
momentum.
wait a minute. I am capable of busting this.
Right.
Asking for a friend.
Look at that. Look at that personality.
See, she got a smile out of Steve. That's what I'm saying.
Raise. 60,000.
Race is 60 here. I guess Lee felt like he was being too.
And Jeff.
Yeah, with Silver Fox with the Kings.
With the Cowboys.
Trying to assess the situation.
And the raise coming from under the gun and the big stack. I don't think he's going to slow play this. I don't think he will.
He wants caffeine with the sugar.
Yeah, but such a good hand though. You don't want to just take 60K.
Right.
Re-raise her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's going to put
re-raise.
it in the 3-bet.
We like
Not
to
mess around.
re-raise.
Not going to mess around. I
Yeah.
agree. It's the right play.
Beats the hell out of me, man.
Did he shove?
No.
No, he didn't. Okay.
No.
He didn't.
Big chunk of his stick.
Looks like
I mean, he's never folding.
325.
Never folding.
Leave him, boom, yeah.
Oh!
Unfortunately for Jeff, Lee's under the gun raise. It's like the worst hand he's probably going to have there. He's going to need the blinds to wake up with something.
Yeah, but it was I peeled
Lee's like, all right, I know.
Why you can deal? You can sink water. You know what you're saying. Take a picture of that sack. Oh my God.
You should see what he's calling off with. He called
Oh, Jeff, I got a nice school in.
Cowboy.
Jeff shows his pocket kings.
We got some players on the rail, apparently not too confident in Steve's ability to keep those chips.
Right.
And Jeff mentioning, yeah, he did call my all in with Queen 9 suited a little bit ago, so.
I mean, 110K or 2010K, I still have almost 500K left.
Steve saying, even after losing that hand to you, I still had 500K in
Like
chips left.
playing that like a boss.
Right.
He's like, yep, I doubled you up and it wasn't even a dent to me.
Uh-huh.
Blinds still at 1020K. The shortest stack being at 8 big blinds.
Right, that was Jim. He was being picked on a little bit. He's there in seat 1. He did make that hand. He made that call with King 10. We thought it was Ace Queen for
Right, yeah, the double up versus
got
Steve.
a double up with
right?
the King versus
Cracking
Steve,
the
so-
pocket tens, and
Right.
Joey, our commanding chip leader, with 945K and 30% of the chips in play.
He has some luck. He had some aces. He picked up a hand and a set of sevens.
The ace queen versus ace 6.
I know. He's had some good,
Good
you know,
spots so
flip
far.
situations where he was ahead and stayed ahead. So
It depends on who it is. First timer. And it depends on what bank. Some banks won't allow for more.
No, if you have a business account.
But mine,
We gonna get a walk.
they even raised it. They even raised it. I can promote.
that's interesting, though. Steve still had his cards in his hand. I don't know why Lee showed before the hand was released. Just now. I don't.
Yeah, it's a
see
tough
how that
spot as a
happened.
dealer. Because you're like, he didn't officially say fold.
Yeah, I know. So he
He just turned his cards up. Kind of a weird gray area.
Steve was in a conversation with Jeff, and maybe he said muck.
It happens in cash all the time.
Yeah. He could have said fold, and that's verbal, right?
Also, like, when a player goes all in cash and the other player just
Goes
turns
to
their
the
cards
one chip,
over,
right.
I'm just like, what does that mean, man? I'm like, do you want me to muck your hand? Is that a fold? And then if I ask them, I'm like, are you folding? They're like, yes, clearly I'm folding. I'm like, okay, well, can you tell me that you're folding? Because I don't want to just muck your hand. I feel like that would be the more rude option.
Fun spot. I'm definitely calling. I said call. All right, Jim.
All right,
Taking a
Jim's taking a
stand here.
stand. I like it. It's that time, buddy. 6 big blinds and king queen. You're getting that in.
What Steve's logic is, he has more chips. So
Steve
he's
says,
gonna
I can
make-
afford to
I
play
can
loose, so
afford
I
to call
will.
any 2 cards.
Well, he may have something here. Oh, it doesn't look like it. The first card, a 5?
9? What?
What is that? Pocket 5s? Yeah. Okay, he's got a pair.
All right.
It's a race, and he flops open-ended. He turns a
it's
straight. Good
bink.
night.
There we
King
go.
won't matter. The straight wins.
Let me get the flush. No, get the straight. No, I want to eat him with the straight. No, I want to. You don't have the flush either.
You don't have a flush. You do have a straight, though, and a straight wins.
And Jim will be our 7th place finisher, going out for $638. We're down to 6.
Good job, Jim. He did the best
Good run
you
for
could.
Jim.
Yeah.
It's a long day. Played since 11:15, assumedly.
He outlasted
Not
a
a
lot
bad
of
day's
players.
work. Now every player with $827 locked up.
You know, we were at 8-handed for a long period of time, and we just finally dropped 2 players. So tournament's finally moving along, and you see Joey with just under $1 million in chips, but Steve after that last hand, second place, 725K. The blinds have gone up to 15,000, 30,000.
And Steve's not going to slow down either.
We're still at 30. I look at it. It's still like 20, 20. You still look at 20.
The blinds change before the hand.
I'm looking at here.
I know, but
Put in the right small blind here. Put in 20 more for me, thank you. 60,000.
A little bit of dispute on what the current blind level is. Believe we're 1530.
Yeah, it's if the blinds got up before the hand, that's what the blinds are.
no, I got no more cash.
Sir, what are we doing here,
I had to pay with everything on all my drinks with my debit. Why you gonna waste your
I
battery?
saw you $2.
You getting paid out, bitch? You owe me getting paid out. I'm not paying no more.
Still owe me $10. Somebody owes you $10.
Steve with ace-8 taking down the pot, putting a pressure down while using his chips to his use.
Well, you told him you didn't want it. So I take it.
I want Steve to owe me $10.
So when you gave it to him, I sent it.
Yeah, I don't know about nothing about getting $10.
Pretty solid final 6 players. Nobody's really gotten out of line.
There are some strong players on this table right now. All playing good poker. That's what tournaments take a longer time when people are playing well. Dave with 7s here. All or nothing.
Yep. Now
His timing with his all-ins have been really good today.
That's part of part of his run good. You're right. Oh, now Silver Fox. Jeff's gonna.
Nah, he might let it go.
Contemplate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew he would. He knew it was a race. Did he say call?
He did.
That whole point, he turned over his call. He turned over his cards.
Yep. So we are gonna flip.
Oh,
and just Jack right in the window.
In the window.
Gonna need help. And Ace Jack holds.
So Jeff having covered. Dave has been eliminated.
Dave will go out, losing a coin flip in 6th place with $827. Every player getting roughly almost a $300 pay jump. Everyone with 1090 locked up. And now the shortest stack is at 12 big blinds.
Yeah, that'd be Dexter.
That would be
there.
Dexter
Yep.
on the button.
He's waiting for you.
Remember when he was muted? He was shadow banned?
You know, 9-handed, Jeff might lay down ace jack, but when you're 7-handed and it's a coin flip
And
at
he's in
this
the big
stage of
blind.
the game,
He's in the big blind too.
and you have the player covered in chips, good call. Good results. Poker seems to favor the aggression a lot of the times.
For sure. Fold equity matters.
So Joey takes down this pot here.
Jeff apparently sponsored by some company that provides edibles.
And Jeff says you should do a lot more edibles.
But I'm going to tell you, do not do that. Do not take Xanax. Do not take Xanax. Magnesium will help.
Jeff wants to. So Steve wants to calm down, asking what kind of medicine would help with that.
No. I'm not saying it's not the best way to go to sleep, but it is worth
Magnesium is awesome. I second that suggestion. It is so good.
All right, these guys are talking drugs, and Joey wants to play poker under the gun. Jack 10
suited too. Please don't fold. Please
no,
don't.
he likes his hand. I've seen him play it before.
Good. I just want to see it play.
He's going to.
That's
right?
a fun one.
Yeah, I could have told you that. Dexter with 3s.
Dexter with 3 is going to peel.
Yeah, it's a pair.
Waiting for a clean flop, I guess.
Maybe he can hit a 3. Set mining, it's never a problem.
Yeah, these guys are spitting some knowledge with the magnesium suggestions.
Lead
It does matter.
So we are heads up here. And there, I knew Dexter knew it was coming. 3, 6, 9. Joey with the C bet.
Now does he slow play?
Yeah,
Will
just
he
a
slow
flat
play?
call. That's a veteran move here. Just a flat
just gonna
call. Ooh,
Four diamonds.
tricky turn.
Slide action killer might get Joey to slow down. He doesn't. He's gonna try to rep the flush.
Now that board, now we should go all in because that board is super wet.
Yeah.
There it is.
Doesn't want to.
If you got it, you got it.
If you got a flush, you got it.
And Joey
Hollywood let it go.
looks at both cards. Neither one was a diamond.
Suits did not change.
Good answer.
And Dexter, I don't believe, is the short stack any longer. It's a big pot. Yep, Lee is now the short stack. Still with 15 bigs. That's enough to.
435. Can you imagine 435K in a tournament? It's a short stack.
Life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast.
Oh, brother. Oh, there's a first talk of a chop there.
Ooh, that is noticing. Yeah, the stacks are pretty close.
Well, one hand either way could swing, could knock you out.
That's the problem. There's nobody that's clearly short, so chop is totally viable.
Yeah, blinds at 15K, 30K. 10-3. Jeff in the cutoff. Doesn't get out of line. Steve on the button folds 10-5, and then the small and big blind go at it.
Is that all in a call?
Yeah, so Joey went all in. Lee snap calls with Queen Jack. And believe it or not, Joey's in the lead here with ace high.
Yeah, forget the talks of a chop. Let's just get it in.
Oh,
and hits the queen.
What are these people doing?
And he hits the straight.
Oh, my Lord. 7 hits the gutter ball river. Lee, you played a phenomenal game today.
Played great, man.
You were a chip leader for a long period of time.
Your kid should be proud.
Your kid should be proud. And you hit that miracle queen, but unfortunately,
the big stack's not letting go of the ace and the big blind.
The chip leader is now the chip leader.
The rich get richer.
1.1 million in chips. You're like one spot away from the chop. You know when someone's like, "You want to chop?" and you're like, "Nah," and you bust, and they're like, "Guys want to chop?" and you're like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that. I'm walking away."
I've been there.
What does fifth place get again?
Fifth place walking away with $1,090.
Almost $1,100.
Down to 4 players, everyone having 1460 locked up.
Whee!
Assuming no chop. We'll see what happens.
Correct. Steve, adamant about the chop. My luck's running out. Let's get the money. Nothing wrong with that too, though. First, second place. Second place is 2,700 and a 130 buy-in.
Yeah,
2K, 2,500.
Anytime you're getting second place money, it's
good deal.
And yeah, the stacks are even. Nothing wrong with it.
1 in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. 65K raised from the cutoff. Steve, Dexter with Queen 7. So Jeff is advocating for a different kind of chop instead of the ISM like I told you about. He's going old school.
Oh, yeah? Just the even chop?
Like I said. It's the way we used to do it.
I don't hate it. If everyone agrees.
You know why he's doing it? So this is a good negotiator right there. He knows that right now the person who has the most chips is Joey. And if he does an ICM chop, Joey's going to get the most amount of money.
Right.
So if it was switched where he was the chip leader, it'd be a different argument. Jeff has done this before.
Add it up and divide by 4.
Oh, there. That was quick. There we go. Oh, boy. Broadcast VIP. That's not the one. Hey, we're still there. Listen to me. Oh, I'm pressing buttons. Which one is it?
Webcam.
Where? I don't see it.
Are you kidding me?
Webcam broadcast.
What?
Oktay.
I'm pressing buttons.
Broadcast.
Oh, I see it right here. Sorry. No, that's not the one, though.
Webcam broadcast.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, my God.
We love you, Steph. What would we do without you?
Wow, I was clicking all the wrong buttons.
It's all good.
Sorry about that. What happened was the stream just ended. But guess what, folks? We have the information. There was no more poker being played. So they made a deal. Instead of doing an ICM number, which would have been beneficial for Joey, I guess he was okay with it. They're doing an even chop. That way no one gambled. Someone could argue the fact that they could play it out. But if they're going to chop it up for $2,677, guaranteed money is
Getting
better.
second place money.
Yeah, so
the stacks are pretty even, too. So
that's what they agreed upon.
They were okay with it.
What abrupt way to end the tournament, though. Huh?
That was fast, but
we were at 8 for a long period of time.
All the short stacks kind of just busted in order, so the chip distribution ended up being pretty even.
$2,677. And what?
4 ways.
Yeah, four people getting second place money.
All four of them made the money.
That's a good day. Good day at the office.
I mean, thank you everyone for showing up today.
Appreciate all of you guys.
Brandon did a great job on the mic.
Happy to be here. Enjoy it.
Out information.
Happy to be in the booth.
Telling you some great tournament strategies, some good technical information there. I mean, there's a fun way to play a tournament, and then there's the right way to play. I'm just kidding. There's all kinds of ways to play tournaments. If you're having a good time, remember tomorrow is your Black Chip Bounty tournament. Are you on the mic?
Me and Brian will start off, and then Drew will join us. Yes.
Brian and Steph will be here.
So there's going to be 3 commentators. It'll be Stephanie and Brian, and then Drew joining the party later on because it goes late. Step 3, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So please continue to follow us. Click the like if you liked what you saw. Hit the share button. Share this information with your friends and family members.
Please share.
Come on. We need you. We definitely need you. We got to build this up to 2 million followers. So
one day it'll happen.
That's it. Come and play our Bad Beat Jackpots at $200 to $3,000. Come and play. We have high hands till midnight and the progressives all the way through the night. So come on in and play. Thank you very much for joining us. And